takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you.
Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
Well, welcome back to another Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Will. I'm Scott.
I'm Mike.
Today, we're going to go back in time.
Are we going to do it Wayne's World style?
Yeah.
Yes. I watched that movie just a few days ago.
Oh.
I don't know why. It just kind of like popped
Why
up. And
not?
I was like, oh,
You
man.
can't
Yeah,
stop.
why not?
If you're turning channels that's on, you got to keep it
Oh,
up.
of course.
Just keep
All the
it
way
on.
through, yeah. But we're going to go back to our first barrel picks. So we've got the inaugural barrel, the Starlight, which Chris is over here drooling about right now, the Backbone, and then we got the Peach Street too, which Peach Street's a little bit newer, so it would be the Jacks. We've already had the Jack recently, so we're going to go back into time a little bit, and then we're also going to be starting off smoking the Blood Medicine, the new release of Blood Medicine, which if you ever had this cigar, it's a great cigar. It's also one that you used to only be able to get for events, but now they're starting to release them a little bit more. So if your local brick and mortar doesn't have them reach out to Crowned Heads, because they should have them now. Yep.
So before we get too far into it, and before I forget,
Yep.
are you going to get a rug or no
What's a rug?
from Aladino? Did you see what they posted today on Instagram? The
I-
first 100?
I'm sure we
Lisa
will,
said
yeah.
yes, so
I'm sure we will.
hell yeah. It's a cool rug. It's
cool.
the yellow with the car on it, the 85th.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's a nice looking rug.
Well,
So,
hopefully it's a heavy rug so we could actually use it.
I mean, it may not be
On the wall, I
Persian,
guess,
but
I just realized I didn't check the cold draw on this.
Uh-oh.
But I don't
Man,
know.
the cold draw on this is very.
You and I,
Man.
didn't we smoke it together the other day?
Yeah.
I think at least I felt like this one would just have maybe a kick more strength than the previous ones. Might be just a slightly different blend. That may be why they put limited edition 2025 on it. Maybe
it's
they
exciting.
changed it.
I haven't smoked one since the first time. So
I felt like it had a little bit more kick to it, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
The cool thing that Crown did with these this year is they came out with 3 different sizes.
which is
So
nice.
this is the smallest size. This is the Robusto, but they also came out with a Toro and like a something in between a Robusto and a Toro. What would that be, Rob? Like kind of a hybrid medium.
I can't remember what the other one
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're gonna kick off today with the bottle, our first inaugural bottle. So this is a bottle that we had, or a barrel we picked at Indiana Whiskey Company up in South Bend. We've talked about this many times. This bottle, I think, is still probably the best thing that they've ever done up there.
Love it. Well,
I gotta say that cigar has a very bold flavor on the first puff.
Yeah.
It could also be my palate, which I have no faith in today.
I believe you.
I was trying to drink everything yesterday.
I saw that.
Yes. So I had some,
Started with beer. Started with some.
No, actually, I
had some
started with a
whiskey.
margarita.
Oh,
over
there
at
you go.
Hacienda at like 11:30 or something like that. No, it was 12:30 because I didn't wake up till 11:45.
Shoo!
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got a spicy nose.
Yeah.
I like this one. Jen was pissed when we drank half that bottle that one day, but
She can't be too mad because I did offer her to give her my bottle. We would use the other half, and she's like, "No, it's fine."
true.
So,
Boy.
and I mean, Will says this about me quite a bit. This is my profile. This is that sweet bourbon, but it's still got the proof. It's got all the flavors, but it leans more towards the sweet as opposed to the rye spice.
Very fruity on the aroma to me. But again, like I said, don't trust anything I say today.
No, you're right. You're right.
I get like sweet corn on the nose. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a heavy dose of sweet corn.
That's a great call.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to get back into it because I don't think I even had any during the members event, and I'm kind of excited to see where because we change, our palates change as we get into it a little bit more. So I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I did have it at the members event, and I gotta say I don't remember it being this
Fruity.
fruity and sweet. Like I knew it was in your palate, like
Yeah.
so I knew it had some sweetness to it, like solid backing. But I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit sensitive.
Do you
this morning.
remember with Indiana Whiskey Company, were they pot still or column still? Do you know? I'm just curious.
Pot still.
Pot still.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They had a very small pot still. But if you remember right, man, the white dog, their white dog was delicious.
Really good,
It was
yeah.
really, really good. So they know what they're doing on the distilling side. They're just still struggling with the marketing behind selling product, creating the right product. At least they were 3 years ago when we were up there. So who knows what they're doing now. All right, we go.
You know,
sit here and sleep.
I'm just thinking like
Yeah.
This is gonna sound a little bit weird, but about halfway through the finish for me. And again, my palate is probably wrecked today, so I'm going to probably say some dumb shit. So just be ready for it. But it's got almost an earthy, slightly peppery note that makes me think of radishes.
Interesting. I wonder if that's coming from the cigar.
It might be a blend between the two.
You idiot.
I know. I told you.
I think
I think I could
Rob's
see
onto
that.
something there. I think the cigar definitely bumps up the spice level of the whiskey once you take a puff or two and then take a sip.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting because I just remember this being, very much like a very good kind of traditional bourbon, right?
Yeah.
And I don't typically think of much in the way of, any kind of earthiness from a bourbon, but it probably is the combination of the two.
Yeah, and this cigar definitely is giving me more earth, but also on the retro, a lot of spice.
Yes.
And I don't
the
remember
retro is
the
heavy
original
spice.
ones being that spicy.
Yep.
I felt like the original ones were more on the spice level of like the crema, not much spice at all. But this one here has got a little bit more spice.
It's very good.
It's a pretty good combo.
It is very good.
I think this actually could go well with all four of the bourbons.
Well, we can find out.
We will find out. Let's talk about PCA. So this week is PCA.
Yep.
We're obviously not there,
Nope.
which is a real bummer.
I am bummed.
But you know what?
FOMO's been kicking
That's
my
okay.
butt this week.
There's, I've seen a lot of new things, seen a lot of hardships on travel with people all over the country trying to get their flights canceled, and so that sucks for them. But my flight was great. Other than
The weather hadn't been bad, has it? I mean,
No.
I don't.
not
I think
since
just
it started.
logistical issues all over the country still.
Spring break, extra
Oh
travel.
yeah, spring break this week. So
Is there like
Yeah.
a tariff on flying now?
well, it's funny you say.
No,
so
it's just breathing the air on the plane.
there was
Yeah.
there's a tariff charge on taxi rides.
What?
I mean,
Where?
Where?
in Vegas, they had a.
Tariff
Well, this
on
shows
taxi.
shows in New Orleans.
Oh, I know, but I'm just.
okay.
I just came from Vegas, so.
Oh, I got you,
We took
okay.
a taxi a couple places, and they had a tariff charge on there.
What?
Yeah.
What is being
that makes no sense at all.
I mean,
The drivers.
You tariff goods. You don't tariff.
Yeah, right.
service.
So I was
Yeah.
like, I questioned that. He was like, I don't speak English.
Is there a tariff on prostitution?
Well, I'll let you know.
There probably will be.
mail order brides.
Legal prostitution.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you order a bride from like Thailand, is that going to be tariffed?
It could be.
There has to be some sort of discount code for
I'm
that.
sorry, but your wife is now $10,000 plus another $10,000 because we have 100% tariffs.
It would be hard. Yeah, who knows? We're in a different world right now.
Yeah.
Scotty D. Scott Johnston's here. Dr. J's wanting
Oh.
to know if Scotty D tastes oatmeal.
Hey, Doc, you can kiss my ass. I haven't seen you in like a month, so I don't think you have any place to be throwing shade right now. Get your ass in here. I don't know what his deal is.
Are you? Is he still in Chattanooga?
Maybe, I don't know. That did look like a cool event, though. I mean,
That did look like
yeah.
a cool event.
That was pretty awesome. Thanks for sending the pictures, Doc. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's cool seeing it when it's actually open.
Yes, that was Chattanooga Whiskey. They had their founders release party.
Yeah.
And they do founders every year. When we were down there, they actually kind of showed us how they do it. They've got these Solara barrels where they've got the Infinity barrel, then they got the original barrel, the blend that they used to buy from MGP, but it's their own stuff now. That same mash bill, and then they have that was it a port finish barrel or a sherry finish barrel, something like that. But they'll take those three barrels and blend them to create a Founders Edition every year.
Don't
So it's
poke the
always going to
bear.
be different. It's never
Yeah.
going to be close to the same.
Yeah.
So, Dr. J, put your notes in the chat of what your tasting notes were
Yeah.
on it. We
Tell us about your chat.
I'd like to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was here, he could just tell us.
Or you
I
know what
know.
you could do is you could drive 9.5 minutes to get here
Yeah.
and come tell us in person. Coward. Show your face, you yellow-bellied coward.
He probably just knows golf's going to be on TV and
91 Solaris, the
not,
third.
not backgammon.
That's
So,
true. Backgammon.
Yeah.
Well, joke's on you. You can't see the TV today because I got tired of editing that shit out. So
Yeah. Last week, by the way, Isaiah, thanks for screwing us this week because we played his song, and that was one of the first things he got
Yeah.
flagged. It's like,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
We
How do they
can't-
even know that they give a shit? Like,
You know they don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's like, come
That's
on.
funny, man.
Yeah, we actually had 3 hits this week.
It was that song. It actually flagged Trey Mac's song, which
Yes.
is like, you fucking idiots. Like
He made it.
You made that. Like, I have his permission. I'll give you the permission slip, YouTube, you idiots.
Yeah. I don't.
And
I
then
don't get it.
NHL Network because the Flyers game was on.
Right.
Oh my god.
So we had 3 bands last week.
Triple whammy.
Yeah, and I couldn't.
How did you manage to get around that? Like what? I mean, I know
Well, I
you.
can deal with it from here, and I can bypass it, and I can dispute it. I can't do it from my phone. And I didn't have my
gotcha.
computer. I only had
You
my
were in
work
Vegas,
computer,
yeah.
so I couldn't get to it from my work computer. So it was
Wow.
like, well,
So what did you do? You had to just kind of fade out the music,
blur
and
that,
blur
change the
screen?
music, and then I submitted like a dispute, and I was like, we own that song. I was
Yeah.
like, paid for the download, we own it.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay. Didn't ask for any proof. I was like,
Wow.
okay. Why don't you ask first?
So we
instead of
could have
just
said we
banning my
had
shit? Like,
permission from Isaiah, and
Yeah.
like Isaiah says yes, and then
Yeah.
we just tell him.
I need Heine here to read that disclaimer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He's really good.
Yeah.
The views and
He's really good at
opinions
reading
expressed by
that.
the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, he's got
podcast.
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't get it.
Well, you know the world of copyrights.
I think
Yeah.
what we do is every time we get
my God.
that band, whatever's being banned, we just put the chicken song up.
Yeah.
You know, just really irritate.
Probably
people.
get banned for that.
Oh, that's true. We probably have to buy that too, don't we? God dang it!
America.
All right.
Yeah. So we went
well
to Vegas for work. Had a good time. Hit up Monte Cristo every day I was there.
Yeah.
Spent way too much money there.
Not cheap.
No, but surprisingly, like the Padrones are just on par with like Padrone pricing.
yeah. Yeah.
It's everything else that is like
Right.
more expensive. So like your My Father
Well-
stuff is like twice as much.
They haven't done it as much lately. At least they didn't do it with me. Padrone used to give the prices that you have to put on the shelf.
Oh, really?
And I wonder if out there that's what they're still doing is just this is MSRP we're putting on
the
the
bear,
shelf.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is in
Plus their
corporate
taxes
America.
and
Like
stuff.
you set a policy, if it changes, it takes like 5 years for it to actually
Exactly.
make it through corporate America. To,
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
attest to that.
That's
Yep.
why I always like going to lounges like that because Padrone was always same pricing we'll pay around here.
I
Taxes are different.
the
but-
first night I went there, it was like 9:30, and I think last call was like 11:30. So I had one 64, I had a 1964, and it was like $32, which I was, it's like okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. So it's what it costs.
Yeah, a little high, but not too much.
And I had ordered a pour of wild turkey, rare breed. It was like $19, way too much.
But that
Yeah.
sounds
But-
like Vegas prices.
That's
That
Vegas,
was, you know,
yeah.
I wasn't paying $45 for Taylor Small Batch, so I was like, this is what I'm drinking today.
Yeah.
Well, I ordered it, and then next thing I know, last call comes around. I fucking forgot about it. I never even got the drink. She comes around. She was like, "You need anything else?" I was like, I just said no, because she didn't bring a check. She wasn't like, "Hey, you need to cash out before you leave." She just forgot about it. So did I.
Nice.
So at closing time, we just
Walked out.
said bye, and that was it. So didn't have my
Nice.
drink that day. But
Nice.
the next day, I was trying to watch the Pacers game the next day, and of course, nobody out there cares. So it was on the sports book.
You were sitting
on like
in the
the
middle by
smallest
yourself?
screen. Yeah,
Weren't
pretty much.
you there with all your Pacers? Like
It was us. Like it was the
Oh, like
six of
your
us.
group, okay,
Yeah,
you
like
got
our
it.
group was trying to find the game somewhere, and like nobody had it because it was only on FanDuel. And
you
so
do
the
know that
only place
they,
that had it
like-
was Caesars.
Like Vegas has sports books.
That's where I went.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So I wanted to watch it at the Cigar Lounge at Monte Cristo because
Right.
they had the wall of TVs there, but
Yeah.
they didn't have FanDuel. So
Right.
I went to the sports book, and everyone was more concerned with LA and the Knicks than Pacers and Wizards.
So I did see, I got an email or something from FanDuel because I bet on there. And they were like, oh, yeah, watch, I forget what it was, but they said, watch this in your FanDuel
Yeah.
app, whatever the
FanDuel
sport.
and Sports Network now has gone.
Yeah,
booming.
it's
Yeah.
like, and if you have an account with like FanDuel, you can just
Yeah.
watch it
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
on their gambling app.
There's some things, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like all the horse racing. You can watch.
Kind of
all
makes
that,
you
yeah.
wonder
Yeah.
like where this is going to end up. Right?
Well, so they
I know. I'm like, put all the hockey on there. I don't have to pay for that
Yeah,
anymore.
that'd be fine.
some of them are. So like
Some are, yeah.
St. Louis is on there.
That's
Red
good
Wings
to
is
know.
on there.
The Blackhawks.
Blackhawks are on there.
Those are always blacked out here. So
Right,
when you wanna
we
watch
can get
the
them
Avs
through
and-
Fuel, huh? Or
So-
FanDuel.
FanDuel.
Like I have a free account through work, but I only get like Midwest, so it's only like Pacers, St. Louis, and the Brewers or something.
Yeah.
Like those are the only 3 I have access to, which is fine. Like I'm never gonna watch the other 2, but I'll watch Pacers on there all the time because I can watch it
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
But we get a free account for like 6 months or whatever every year,
Yep.
so we get to watch it from wherever. But
That's
Well,
cool.
speaking of sports,
That's where I was
Well,
heading.
gonna say
Really-
Pacers, they did secure the 4 seed, right?
yep,
Yes,
4
And home
seed
field?
home field advantage.
very
So
cool.
they hopefully will play next Sunday and not Saturday, for the sake of my other event that I had scheduled on April 19th already. But yeah, home game either April 19th or 20th. There's a
There you go.
wall of games today. It's like literally all day, and
Yeah.
I don't even pretend to know all the what ifs on each of
Scenarios.
those. I don't know any of them. So
magic numbers, and
Yeah, like-
tiebreakers, and
there's all these, there's a play-in game, there's seeding, there's still if like 3 teams lose and 2 win, then we'll play on Sunday. If
Who
whatever.
knows? Yeah.
and then
but-
the sport we really all actually care about,
Yes. Our boys.
Indy Fuel.
Indy
Fuel made the
Fuel
playoffs.
Made the
They
playoffs.
clinched. They do not have home ice.
No, they don't. But
They
they're
also played Toledo,
in. Yeah.
which has been really tough, but
They
we
are.
did recently beat them.
Oh, yeah.
Like a week ago.
It's one of the games we went to.
Well, there's
yeah.
not been a team this year we haven't beat.
Everblades.
Well,
We did not beat them.
I thought we did.
Nope, we lost 3-2. We were winning 2-0, and they came back and beat us.
Oh, that's
3-2.
right. That's right. We
Yep.
were up on them. Okay. So,
Yep.
so we
Stupid.
are. I mean, they literally could have a run.
They could. I mean, they've already
got
been.
the skill to do it. We just got to make
Yeah.
sure they can do it.
Yeah. Honestly, it was kind of like as soon as we hit overtime, which was we just needed 1 point, and it was against the K-Wings on Friday night.
Yeah.
The whole team kind of went, "Yay! Let's all take a break."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we lost in overtime or in the shootout, I think.
Shootout,
the
yeah, it was shootout,
We
yeah.
did manage to take the overtime to shootout, but then we lost. Like they scored 2 goals immediately, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was. And then we, didn't play anybody last night. Like put a
Right.
backup goalie in, bunch of backup players.
And they still scored 4 goals.
Yes,
It
they
was
did.
crazy. 6-4 is what they
6
lost.
to
It was
4 was
We just
insane.
put a bunch of guys on 3-day, reserve.
Okay.
So, and we signed up a couple players to kind of just fill roster spots. So yeah, they're getting rested up. They're getting ready to go. The first game I think is like the 17th, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like 17th, 18th, and then the 21st and 22nd back here. So Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
Hell
Not
yeah.
not this week, but next week.
Yep. Okay.
So I know I will be there for the Monday game. I don't know about the Tuesday game yet.
I might have to try to go to that Monday game then.
Yep. Yep. So I'm guessing tickets are probably on sale.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I saw a
So,
bunch
yeah,
of people posting.
congratulations.
They were like, "I want tickets. I don't care when or where." Like, okay.
To the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. I'd be curious if they sell out the playoffs.
Especially being on a Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be
because
interesting.
It'll be interesting because they usually don't have a full crowd during the week.
Correct.
But also, it's like all these people that got season tickets this year was really testing it out. Curious how many of those are going to say, you know what? I had so much fun this year. I'm going to continue and I'm going to get the playoff tickets and stuff. Because all you ever see is the people that complain and moan about everything.
Yep.
Like, are you going to continue to complain and
Right.
moan but go to the games or what? So,
Yeah, and I
Man,
mean,
that's crap.
so Friday night they played the K-Wings,
Yeah.
and
Such a
Rob
good
and Lisa, you were there.
we were there. Yeah.
representing
Actually,
Final
I think
Third. had
almost
a
the whole
booth.
crew was there.
Yeah, that was a
We were
fun
there.
night.
Yeah.
Jen went.
It was a good game. Good game, too.
It was a great game. Damn it, I didn't put those videos on the computer.
I would like to seen them win, but, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got in. That's all that mattered.
It's a Friday night. Mike's just got back into town like the day before, and we go to the game, and Mike and Jen were having a little bit of a rough day, and we started knocking back some beers and some bourbons and tequila and anything we could put our hands on. And Mike turns to me and goes, "Where are we going after the game?" So we went and sang karaoke next door. And the best part was we walk in and we think karaoke's going to end at midnight, but it doesn't end until 2 on Fridays and Saturdays.
We were there till 2.
Yeah, and Janelle says, "We're not staying till 2.
We stayed till 2.
We stayed
And
till 2.
that is exactly why I didn't go. I suffered immense peer pressure at the game, by the way, people.
It was
It
insane.
was.
These
Yeah.
crews.
We were hammering you pretty hard.
And
yeah.
I knew exactly what would happen. I'd get out there. I'd already pre-gamed quite a bit.
You did.
I was in a good place. I
Yep.
only spilled half my beer on me at the game,
I
so
saw
I already
that.
smelled like a brewery.
Yep.
So that would have been a perfect way for me to
Yeah,
go.
you would have fit in
And
really nicely.
I may not be here today if I would have done that.
Right. You definitely would have been down for the count yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that might have been an aphrodisiac to go into that bar. Smell like beer.
Saw some familiar faces over there. Saw
Get
some new
attacked.
ones.
Get attacked.
Yeah.
by a
Yeah.
couple cougars.
Woo!
Shoot.
Yeah, those 4 kids that came in like
Right before it closed.
1:15
Yeah.
or something in the morning, like these
Little
4
college kids.
And
Yeah, I saw Mike's video, and it kind of panned to Scott. I think there was maybe one other person in the bar. That's what it looked like. Was
By
it
that
just you
time,
guys?
yeah. There was
at the very end, yeah.
But when we got there was maybe 20 people there, which
Oh,
is
okay.
a lot for over there. And then that trickled out around 11:30, 12 o'clock. And then by the time we started getting more comfortable with singing, it was a little
we're talking
little
about
less
the,
people.
We're talking about the music box. If
Yeah.
you don't know, it's a little juke joint, literally right across the street from
Yes.
Final Third.
Yep.
And different crew. there,
Different.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a
Yes.
bar.
Yeah.
But they have Metazoa stuff. Right now they've got some Old Forester 1924
Yeah,
still.
I've heard they've kind of
got
upped their
some
game a
single
little bit on
barrel
some of their
Old
selections.
Forester.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
great.
keeping some good stuff. I know Bob's ready to go to Florida, but
He's ready to get in some warm climates.
Yep.
And I hope he gets to.
He definitely wanted to be done with karaoke by 2.
we had to download my song,
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
your
we did.
song?
the Wax Fang Majestic
yeah,
song.
yeah.
He was like, I don't know what that is. And then after I sang it, there's like 6 people came up to me like, that's an awesome song. I was like, I told you. I was like, I told you.
And it is actually a great karaoke
Yes,
song.
it is a
you know?
perfect karaoke song.
Yeah.
It's 4.5 minutes with 1 minute of words. It's great.
But the words are like very,
Oh,
I mean,
so
it's
powerful.
almost got kind of a slightly operatic kind of feel to it. Like it's
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes,
I felt
it
like
does.
maybe I was, what was that, the musical that had Wolverine in it? The guy
Oh,
who
God.
plays Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know, the circus one, the Barnum Bailey, whatever.
yeah.
The Greatest Showman,
Greatest
right?
Showman,
Yeah.
Greatest Showman.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a song from The Greatest Showman. Yeah, it's a good song.
Me and Scott sang some duets.
We did a duet of Time After Time.
Time After Time.
Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, that's
Ebony and Ivory.
It was
Oh, we
romantic.
should have done that one.
I know.
Man, we were into
You gotta
it.
wait till midsummer when he's actually,
Really dark. Yeah.
you know.
You gotta do "We Are the World" next time.
Ooh,
Just
that's
trade
good.
off all
Oh,
the
that's a
parts.
good one. We'll
I
get
did-
everybody to go up there.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did do Billie Jean poorly, very
Poorly.
poorly.
Is that the one you dedicated to Jen?
Uh,
What was the last one that you did?
Did you do
It
falsetto?
was Billie Jean.
It was?
Yes. You know, I can actually go pretty high. I
you go
did
BG
not. I can't go BG high. I can't.
I tried.
I can't go Steven Tyler high.
Look, I
right?
yelled so
Yeah.
much at the hockey game. By the time we got there, my voice was almost gone. So like,
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
There's
I couldn't sing.
you got
We did
one,
Africa.
You got one good one in you. Yeah, if you hit
Yeah.
Africa, you kind of done after
Yeah,
that.
we got Africa in there. I did.
Forgot we did do Africa.
I did Pepper by the Butthole Surfers. That was I got most of the
That
words.
was actually really. I was like, that needs to be added to my list.
Yes, that's a great
Yeah.
karaoke song too. This is one of them like Cake.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you ready for the next pour? Nope, we're still.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and do your thing.
No, yeah, we still got quite a bit.
Yeah, that was the thing too. Is like we learned, of course, our third time doing the booth because we had three booths this year. First 2 we left, like we started packing up at the beginning of the third period, kind of left, but mid third period and got out before everyone was out there. We waited till the end of the game, watched the overtime, watched the shootout, waited for people to leave, and then we just kind of carried our stuff out there, and everyone was out of the parking lot. I'm like, they finally figured out freaking parking.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was great. We beat him out of there.
Because it was completely packed. I mean, it was a sellout,
complete
and we come
sellout.
out of there like 10 minutes after everything was kind of done, and it was clear.
It was the highest attended game.
There's
It
double
was.
flow of traffic out.
Yeah,
Now
they
there is,
split it
yeah.
to 2 lanes.
Yeah.
It's tight, you know.
It's time.
it-
You got to be paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it worked.
Yep.
It's 2 lanes northbound, 2 lanes southbound. Yeah.
Whatever
really
they
got
fixed, I
it.
hope they remember it for next season.
Oh, I'm sure they've got it
got it
well
down.
documented now.
I will say, I bet you anything, they're probably looking back at when they designed the roads and all that stuff in there. They're like, we might want to have made that road twice as wide.
Yeah, you know, they
'Cause
could
those
actually
cones
go
are
back and
tight.
they could go back
They
and
could.
fix it.
They could.
Well, yeah, because you keep going around, they're still doing construction on building those condos over there, so
Yeah.
they could add more now. But they won't. What they'll do is they'll wait 6 years and then they'll just tear it all up again.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
Build
why
a new
not?
stadium.
Yeah.
You know, I got to the end of that pour, and it really went to a nice toasty caramel.
I was getting ready to say the exact thing. It's
Yeah,
caramel. It's all the caramel.
But it's not like an overly rich
No, not
caramel.
sugary, it's just
yeah,
that
it's a
caramel.
nice
Yeah.
like I really feel like it has like a toasty note to it.
So
which is
what's your next pour? Is that the Buffalo Trace Flood Survivor in your glass?
right. Yes, that's it right there. Yep.
It's a little too clear for that.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace would be selling those bottles for $9.99 or $900.
$999.
Yeah.
Did anyone see their press release?
Oh, thank you, Will. The views and comments on this program may not reflect the views and thoughts of Final Third Whiskey and Cigar Lounge.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Thanks,
There
Heine.
you go. Appreciate that.
Tiny from the grave.
That's what we appreciate about you, Will.
That's what we appreciate about him.
Yeah, just one kid at the bar. He came up. He was like, "Were you guys quoting Shorzy?"
Of course we were.
Of course we were.
Yes.
He's like, "I love that show."
So does Will. Will's a big fan.
It's like there's only one person in our crew that hates that show.
Yep. Yep. It might be that guy.
Might be that guy.
I was arguing with Rob yesterday about that. I said, look, man, I only have so many minutes left on this planet alive. I'm not going to spend another minute of it watching Shorzy.
No, you should watch it like 17 more times, then you'll
Yes,
get it.
And then you get it, yes.
We'll
But
never
you gotta
lose
watch
again.
It while you're drinking, hanging out with buddies. That's what you do.
Yeah, lots of times that's like I just put those on in the background. You know.
Yeah, that's a
It's
cooking-
late
it's a
night and
cooking
you got
show.
Sports stuff and
Yeah.
and everything's like over, but you're still hanging out and drinking.
See, I can see
Goon
Scott.
or Shorzy,
No.
something like that's
I-
going
I
on in
can
the
see
Goon
it,
is a
man.
great movie.
Scott's got Shorzy on during his work call. He's on there like got someone on the
Give your ball to
Give
Tug.
your ball to Tug. Like what?
Scott, you're not on mute.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys.
All right, what are we going with next, Rob?
We got Starlight, don't we?
Starlight.
I would say Starlight
Yeah,
because it
Starlight.
ramps up after
We'll
that.
go right in order. We'll go right
Yeah.
in order. Cool. So here,
Chris Gordon's favorite.
pass her around here, guys, and I'll get here to the end. I'm sure Chris will probably try to swipe a pour.
Unfortunately, the inaugural bottle and this Starlight are no longer
Gone.
available.
That's why we're doing the revisit, kind of remembering where we were on the picks and where we're heading. So I'm looking forward to our next.
I don't know
next
where
picks
we're
coming
going,
up.
but I know just where we've been.
What is the next pick?
I don't know yet.
Ooh, well, you know what isn't down here is the Jack pick.
No.
Right.
So that was the most recent
Most recent.
Or the Elijah Craig.
one.
Or the
Yeah,
Elijah
the Elijah
Craig.
Craig's not
I
on
forgot
here.
about the Elijah Craig too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Starlight Double Oak.
The
Or
Elijah
the-
Craig is old
I
enough.
just
We haven't
figured with
done it.
4
We should.
bottles,
Frenchie.
that'll be enough. So
I
see.
don't think you understand just how much I drink.
or we're also missing the apple brandy. The old Clifton.
Oh, now that one does need to be down here.
yeah,
shit,
we'll
we have
It's
a
been
lot
a
of
long
picks.
time.
We'll grab one of those.
We have a lot of picks. Yeah, the next one should be, oh, man, dare I say, Heaven Hill.
Dare.
No. Well, it depends. Okay, so I can probably talk about this. I think we'll find out. If Husto tells me I screwed up, then oh well, I screwed up. We're getting ready to do a pick here. Well, not getting ready. October's when the pick's going to be, so it won't be available till end of the year, first of next year. But we are doing a pick with the Aladino lounges. So all the Aladino lounges.
Oh, we did
are gonna
talk
do a
about this.
pick. Oh, we did already talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who it's going to be. I've got my ideas on 3 or 4. I would like to see it be one of those, but
And anytime we talk about Aladino and Husto, we gotta bring up Husto's song.
oh yeah.
With Husto the maker, they're shaking the place. Funky shake, Gorbusto and Husto.
And YouTube, we own that song, so
Eat
Gorabusto.
yeah.
Or Gorbusto. That's
Or
great.
Gorbusto.
Yeah, we're going to play that every time we talk about it. That's going to be our new intro music. Either that or the Alien one that he wrote,
Yeah.
which he told me not to play.
What we need to do is we just need to throw a bunch of words at him and let him create an AI song for us.
I need to figure out what program he used to do that because I will totally do that. I will totally mess around with that for endless hours. So while Breeden's not wasting his time on Shorzy, he is wasting his time on making deep fakes.
True, he is.
I do waste my time on that quite a bit. That's my vice.
That's your vice.
Dirty
You're-
little secret.
Your vice is deep fakes of Elon giving us our
which sucks
flowers.
because we can never get them aired, but
Yeah.
it's still fun.
I did like the ones you did with the Final Third. That was pretty funny.
So I did posted
like
the
the
Elon one on
Trump.
Facebook, and it immediately fact checked it. It didn't pull it, it's still there,
okay.
but it fact checked it and
Yeah.
said that the facts of that are wrong. And I'm like, no, they're pretty straight.
right,
Like, this is the place to hang out and be. Like, just maybe not from his point of view.
So breaking news. Breaking news. Dr. Scott wants us to do a Chattanooga pick. Who is surprised about that?
That's all right, but since he's
Nobody.
not here, he can't go on the pick.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I gotta be honest.
Damn.
Like, I would love to do. I mean, their ryes right now. I
Yeah.
would love
Great.
to do a rye pick. I think that'd be phenomenal.
It's not a bad idea because they do make amazing whiskey.
No, that would be one I'd like to do.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a. We talked about this, Rob. Maybe doing a Whiskey Acres.
Oh, that would be
rye,
sweet.
Oh,
but get a port barrel and finish it in port.
Do a revisit back to the Starlight barrel.
Speaking of which, crazy port forward. Like, I mean, it's
But
like not like
it is.
like
but
it is like it's port.
You do it. You can see it in the color.
Yeah, yeah.
The difference with this is it's not like Angel's Envy Port Sweet.
No.
Yeah,
no,
this is a little
it
more
doesn't
tangy.
You're
have
tasting the
it-
whiskey.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not like sugary or anything
No.
like that. It's
And this whiskey, man, I mean, it works with so many different cigars
It does.
here. It's
Yeah.
it's nuts. It's just
I can't tell you a cigar in there I probably wouldn't go with.
no. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
so
really.
amazing, and you can never have it. Sorry.
Until we get our Whiskey Acres pick.
Right. Right.
Something that I haven't tried or I haven't had in a while, the Kopke 20-year tawny port.
Ooh.
Holy crap. That was
What was it again?
Kopke? I don't know how to say it the
Oh,
right
the
way.
Kopke,
Kopke.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tawny port. It's a 20-year tawny port.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I love
I'm
ports.
pretty sure I took like 4 people's pours because like we went to
love
dinner at the Golden Steer.
They were all like, "This is a little sweet." And you
Yeah,
said,
I was
"I'll
like,
take it."
I appreciate the shit out of this. I'm
Yeah.
drinking it. So
Port is sweet, but man,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I had
It's
it with
really
some
good.
affogato and an espresso. Man,
Were you able to have a cigar with it?
You just
I
needed a
did.
cigar.
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I took it
Cigars
back to
and
the
port
bar
are
and
great, man. I love it.
dude, it was killer.
But I mean, again, I just you got to give Starlight credit here. I mean, their finishes. I mean,
Yeah.
they know they've got it dialed.
This was
They do,
definitely one
they
of the
do.
better ones.
You know, you can. Okay, finishes are going to be polarizing. Some people are going to like them, some people aren't. But they've got something there that everybody can like, right?
They do.
Even Chris
Whether
Gordon.
it's- Yeah.
Even Chris Gordon says it's
Whether
good.
it's a cognac, whether it's a rum, whether it's an Armagnac, whether it's a brandy finish. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
Now-
they do a great job.
Would you guys say that High West could be kind of considered the godfather of the port finish?
Them or was Angel's Envy first?
I mean,
Ooh, that's a good.
I'd
pretty
probably
sure-
go with Angels.
Yeah,
Envy on
Angels
that.
had it before High West came around.
Yeah, I think they did.
Here's the
when
problem.
did High West open
It's not been
versus
as long ago as
versus
you
Angels
think.
Envy?
If, you know,
11?
I say 10, 11 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Angels
Yeah.
Envy's been around.
What year
for
is
a
it?
while.
25?
I would have
So
thought
14?
I would have thought longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I know High West has been around for a very long time. I mean, I was drinking their Rendezvous Rye, which is port finished, and it was $26 a bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you can't get it for under like 75.
Right.
And it's not as good as it used to be.
It is not because
Yeah.
they were started sourcing, right?
Right,
They were all
right.
MGP.
So, Angels Envy, I'm crowning them as king on that. But I'll say
fair,
this.
yeah.
Here's what I'll say now. Their current port finishes they're not, if you're tasting them in a blind, it's very hard to pull out that it's finished.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
It's a lot more subtle.
they're recharging these barrels and using them 4 or 5 times, where before they were using 1-2 barrels coming straight out of Portugal or straight out of Spain or wherever they were getting their barrels from. Now you just don't get the port flavor. What's up, man? And I wish they would go back and not reuse those barrels quite as much, because you just don't pull the port
Yeah,
notes
you got to
and
pay
the
attention to
fruit
those
notes,
batch
yeah.
numbers. And High West has been around since 06.
I thought so.
06, so almost 20 years. How long was
Angel's Envy, 2010.
Really?
I thought
Okay.
Angel's Envy was around before High West.
But was the Rendezvous Rye out initially?
That
when they
was.
first-
I think that was one of their first. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Rendezvous Rye was one of their very first products.
That's surprising to
They
me.
haven't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, I did
Yep.
not realize they were older than Angel's
Yeah.
Envy.
They did
They-
Rendezvous and Midwinter Night's Dram.
But they got into other things way quicker than Angel's Envy did, obviously, because that's what Angel's Envy did solely.
That's right. That was their
Until they-
their
yeah.
only thing. Yeah.
And now
Yeah, High
they're
West did
getting out of that.
I mean, I still have I probably should have drank it a long time ago, but I still got probably a pour and a half left of High West light whiskey.
Oh, I've never had that
Yeah,
one.
it was distiller only, and my brother-in-law's sister was out in Utah and sent pictures back, $100, and this was, I mean, that's probably a 10-year-old bottle, but yeah, it was definitely a great expression. I mean, it was really, really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was a couple years ago. They came out with Midwinter Night's Dram. They also came out with Encore, which was distillery only. And I've got one bottle left at home, and that's by far been my favorite
Oh, yeah.
Midwinter's bottle. And
Yeah.
it was like finishing a white port and then 2 other port barrels. It's so good. It is so holiday. Like it's a holiday.
Oh yeah,
port
yeah.
all
I mean,
day,
that's
you know?
their make Christmas whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us what you think. Do you think Angel's Envy or High West should be considered?
Dr. J says Isaac Bowman was the first.
Isaac Bowman.
They did a port finish?
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
I think he's full of shit.
Sorry. Oh, is that my cigar?
Yeah.
We're going to have to fact check that. Hey, YouTube, since you like to pull my shit, fact check Isaac Bowman port finish.
There you go.
Let's see if this really works. See if they pay attention.
How close is AI listening?
Yeah,
to us?
right.
How about Thomas More? Did they do a port finish?
Thomas More did do port finish. Yep. I've got a bottle.
You do. I think
Yeah. Somebody gave it to me. Maybe Isaiah.
we've had that recently.
Yeah, I think Isaiah,
Not last
he
night.
was trying to just get rid of a bunch of bottles here like a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, and
Right before he moved, actually.
yeah, yep, and he gave me a bottle of that.
When he sold his house in a day.
You don't think about
Oh,
it. do
you don't
Mike?
I don't
about
think about
that.
it ever.
We don't
I'm
talk
so
about
at
that.
peace with having 2 homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Smith or Bowman Distillery produced a port finish bourbon in 2012.
Haha.
that would be after
That's
High
after
West.
2006.
You're
I mean, I don't know.
sir,
If I don't know
wrong.
if this is
The
I don't
price
know if
is
that's
wrong,
correct
bitch.
or not. Although he said, "What's the Bowman? Is it Isaac Bowman?"
Isaac Bowman.
Yeah, I mean, there's the picture of it right there. So,
Shenanigans.
I remember
Shenanigans.
that. Yeah, I remember drinking that.
2012,
They've
released in 2017.
I was
it
gonna say
says.
they've had much more recent success than
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the first
Legacy brand.
Big Red Bourbon Fest that I went to. It was at the bottom of the Marriott Apartments.
Didn't
It
you
was
win
before
a bottle of
they-
that? Is that what you won there? Didn't you get one on a lottery?
No, I did not win the lottery that year.
Somebody did.
But yeah, I remember that High West was there, and we had the rendezvous, and I don't remember when Midwinter came out.
I had
the
my first High
release.
West at Louder Than Life. Like, it might have been 2016. They had Kentucky hadn't even had it yet. And they had a trailer, and they were just handing out pins, and you could try everything they brought was Campfire, Rendezvous Rye.
Since
Yeah.
they've
the
been open
double.
since 2006, why isn't their own stuff better?
It's a good question.
I mean, it's enough time.
Still,
That's a place I've
we
never
talk
been
about
to.
all the time,
Really good
It
at-
comes down to your distillate and your
Yeah,
white dog.
really
Right.
good at picking, really good at, finishing.
Heine said, "Don't be bitter." I'm not bitter.
They're not so good at, the distilling
Their own
thing.
stuff, yeah.
Or maybe it's
And
their
that's-
weather. Maybe it's where they got their rick house. I don't
be.
know.
It's just one of those things too. Is like we talk about this quite a bit. When you start out sourcing, you better hope that your stuff is as good as the stuff you sourced. 'cause
You set a
otherwise you're
standard.
screwed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
you set a
'Cause you
standard.
sell, we've seen people around here sell bottles for $65, $70 or more of MGP that they've sourced. And then if they have their own stuff come out, they have to sell it for more than that because it's more expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
And if it's not as good, they're screwed.
I want to talk about some crap here.
Oh no. Here we go.
This
Oh,
Penelope, man. They're doing pre-mix stuff now. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's $20 for the bottle. It's 50-50 bourbon and rye. with peach bitters, pre-mix old fashioned.
Yep.
And I've had plenty of pre-mix old fashions.
Yeah.
They're never very good. But like that first sip, you're like, oh, I could drink this. And then you get into like 2 or 3, and it's like, this is way too syrupy.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'd be
so
willing
it's
to
too sweet.
try
so
it.
it's not just those 3 items. There's.
I mean, there's
simple,
like
there's
simple,
sugar
yeah.
stuff?
So
Okay,
there's
okay.
sugar additives,
I
but
thought maybe they just did the bitters in there, all the
nope,
alcohol, and
it's-
then you just.
I'd
add
have to look
to
it
the
up again. But I
cocktail.
did see it was like $19.99 for the whole bottle for the cocktail. So
The pre-mix old fashioned that Buffalo Trace sells is pretty good.
that was probably one of the better ones that I've
The
had.
one that Chattanooga did too. I bought the one from them was actually
I
pretty
wasn't as
good.
much of a fan of that.
Doesn't
It was-
St. Elmo's do one?
St. Elmo's does have
none
one.
of them
Theirs
are
is terrible.
great. None of them are great.
They
But
have
I
the
think that
cherry
one's actually
cola.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Old Forester has one that's just awful.
Yeah.
Or Brown Foreman has one that's just awful.
Yeah.
It just depends on how lazy you're feeling, right?
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, exactly.
I did want an old fashioned last night, and I definitely wasn't getting all the ingredients out to
Right.
do it. So I just chose to chug a liter of water because I was very dehydrated from
I remember
my
the
decisions.
first time I saw an old fashioned made at Jim Beam, and they lit the orange rind on fire.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like, it blew my mind, and then ever since then, I'm like, oh,
That's
It's
the
a
way
whole
to do
nother
it.
What's
standard
the
of old
what's the
fashions.
leaf that looks like a pine tree? Is it like saffron?
No. that
What's
looks like
the-
pine
saffron?
tree.
It does kind of have
It
that.
looks like the pine needles.
Yeah, a little bit.
So there's
Rosemary.
could be I might be
Rosemary.
rosemary.
is what
Yeah,
you're
like the
thinking of,
twig.
Yeah, rosemary. That's rosemary.
Uptown in Louisville, Uptown Cafe, they do a smoked rosemary one. So instead of like
Actually, that's-
smoking cedar
Yep.
in the box,
It's really
they'll
good,
light
too.
the rosemary on fire and cap it, and then let that go. It's
A lot of people will
Very
do that,
fragrant.
that light the rosemary and put it on top of old
Like a steak or
fashions,
something. I've seen it on
on
steaks.
food. I've
Yeah.
also seen it on like gin cocktails.
It's
Ooh, I bet
really
that's
good. You
good.
can
It
do
does
if
a
you look up
lot.
like Christmas cocktails, like if
Yeah.
you're looking for like a themed cocktail for your dinner.
Rosemary
Tons of them
come
have
up.
rosemary,
Really?
and lots of them they don't even burn it or anything. They just take the whole thing, shove it in the drink. Like
and a
Yeah.
fresh
and
frig doesn't
rosemary,
really
by the
burn.
way, is
like,
so cheap. And if you don't want to pay for it, go plant one
It's
because
so easy
Yeah.
to grow.
you can't kill it. Like it's
You
a
can't.
weed,
Yeah.
right? And it just grows and grows and grows. You can just go out and you'll have a bush the size of this table.
Right.
hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm
That's
planting
why
some
we're waiting
rosemary.
for our mint leaves to actually start growing, so we can start doing some fresh, cocktails with the mint leaves and stuff.
Yep,
so.
yep. My cousin brought a little fruit salad over last night for the UFC pay-per-view. Congratulations to Volkanovski. He got the title back, which was awesome.
We know he's listening, so
Right. And Patty Pimblett is got to be one of the most exciting fighters coming up through the ranks right now. He looked like he had put on like 20% more muscle last night.
Oh wow.
But she brought this fruit salad, and it was like blueberries and raspberries and blackberries, and she used like a melon baller and had like watermelon in it. Put lime juice and mint in it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's great.
Yeah, except the mint she used was bizarre. She said this was like
a
straight
floral.
mint. It's not spearmint. It was
Okay.
very floral.
Huh.
Really like floral and herbal, which was strange.
Shay, the one that throws me off is the chocolate mint. Have you
Yeah,
ever had those
I've
before?
not.
It's a chocolate mint plant. It literally tastes like chocolate mint. It's gross.
I think we
haven't-
might have bought that on accident one time because we didn't know
I hate it.
that there was a difference.
Yeah, it's
And
very different.
You're right. It
You,
was.
you try to do a mojito with it, and it ruins
We-
the entire.
we
Turns
tried
out
to
there's
do
all
the
kinds of different mint.
mint
Like there's
julep.
ginger mint.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't have any idea.
Yeah.
I thought mint was pretty much like
We
spearmint.
just need a spearmint. Yeah.
yeah,
the
spearmint's
one.
the one you want for sure. On
Yeah.
that.
We planted
Yeah,
one time and it
weird.
was not spearmint at all.
Swiper.
Chris Gordon swiping the
Swiper.
bottle.
Swiper, no
Swiper, no
swiper.
swiping.
Swiper, no swiping.
We've been fact checked officially. Heine says Google. While it's hard to pinpoint definitively who was the very first, A. Smith Bowman Distillery is known for pioneering port finish bourbon,
But it said
particularly their Isaac.
2012.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I don't
You know
think
what?
Google
Maybe
knows.
that was a specific release that they were talking
could have
about.
been.
They
I
may
mean,
have done it way before that. Who
They weren't the
knows?
first to ever do port. If the others,
Does anybody trust Google AI?
I don't trust Google.
I don't trust Google AI.
No, I
think
trust
they're full of
Facebook
shit.
AI.
I trust my own opinion. I'm always right.
Yes.
We know.
All you have to do is write it down and read it, because I believe
Right,
everything
exactly.
I read.
Go chat
Yes.
GPT. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will say I'm in the final third, almost done with this cigar, but man, the chocolate and caramel notes in this bourbon pop out with this cigar. Or maybe I'm getting more chocolate notes on the cigar now, but the earthiness is gone. and totally transitioned here. Really nice.
Yeah.
I think it might be on the
this
whiskey.
pour for me does it actually gets into, even I know it's weird because it's rye and port. I get some of that kind of candy caramel kind of thing at the end.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
I get what you're saying about the chocolate. I took a puff and then a drink, so I don't know if it's the combo.
I don't. I think it's just
It
the
is.
combo.
Yeah.
I think it probably is, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I remember us talking about chocolate with this one.
Turtle.
Yeah.
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 Turtle.
Yeah, kind
Like
of
a turtle, like
yeah.
a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit
Yep.
of caramel, a little bit of chocolate in there.
Yep.
Kind of
Yep.
smoky,
Yeah.
a little chunky.
Really good.
Chunky.
This was a
Good.
great pick.
It's chewy.
Yeah. It was
good
a
stuff.
really, really solid pick.
Excuse me.
You know, I still have never been there.
To Starlight?
Yeah, I know, weird, right?
We just need to make a
dude, I
trip
just-
down.
Yeah.
How have you never been there?
We'll get through
I
it.
just, drive down 65 all the time, but yeah, just.
We should get a hold of Christian and
Yeah.
Jordy and just have them set us up down there for a podcast.
I mean, the restaurant's great.
Yeah,
Everything about
I've
the
heard
place is
every
great.
single thing about it and how awesome it is, and I just have not.
Freaking pizza's amazing.
Yeah, we always go. We haven't been to the family restaurant in years, but the restaurant over at the winery is great. Always get the Reuben.
Yeah.
What family restaurant? What are you talking about?
The family side over by the pumpkin patch side. So there's two, right? Like so
There's
there's
two restaurants?
Huber's Winery, and then there's the Huber's Family Restaurant,
Okay.
which is over like on the first curve. They do family style meals, mostly like fried chicken, pork.
Oh,
So it's
I've never
family
even
style
paid attention
meals.
to that.
It's like Buca de Beppo but chicken.
okay.
I do wish they would sell beer there because after you've gone through a tasting and tour,
I don't want
kind
more
of
wine.
kind of burned out on bourbon.
Yeah.
I don't really want wine, and they have some slushies and some cocktails, but it'd be nice just to have a cold
A beer.
beer.
Yeah.
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 Maybe they should start brewing.
Yeah,
Something
why
else to
not?
do.
Just
I
take
mean,
on that one more
Just
thing.
just one more thing. It's not that serious.
It would be the easier side of it for sure. I mean, not as much making the product, but
Then they
not
get some
having to
really
age
good
it.
malts.
I was
And,
gonna say, I still feel like beer's got to be just. I mean, looking at the process, I think you got to pay more attention to detail.
You do, yeah.
On like blending and stuff with bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
but making beer is not the easiest thing in the world.
No, but it's immediate.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you got
if
your
it comes
product
out
in 2 to
bad,
6
it's-
weeks,
yeah,
right?
you
Depending
can
on what
just
you're
spoil
making.
it way
You just
quicker.
know it's like, oh, this was
Right.
dog shit, and
Yeah.
okay, dump it.
Speaking
Yeah.
of beer, you guys know what pies and pints
Oh, yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. Right
So-
here in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's one in Carmel,
Yeah,
Clay
okay.
Terrace.
Over
Yeah,
Yep.
the one's right
Yeah.
here at Hamilton Town
Yeah,
Center by
so
Dick's.
I didn't know that was like a restaurant. One of their, I guess like the GM or something reached out to us for the dog treats for Spencer Lee's.
Oh,
They're doing an
Nice.
Indie Humane event on August 3rd, and they wanted us to go to set up and sell treats and stuff. So
That's cool.
talking to them about getting some treats and stuff there. So
Now I'll
trying to
give them a
expand.
shout out because they do have like a little area where you can sit outside in front of
yeah, a
it.
little patio.
And that's a great place to go in the afternoon if you want to get some work done. And
Sweet.
when it's sunny outside, just sit out there. I do that quite a bit. It's actually really nice out there.
Heck yeah.
And their
What I-
pizzas are great.
And what I love about first of all, their pizza's really good, and their beer selection is always cool, and they rotate it all the time. So they've always
Yeah.
got some new stuff coming in and out of there. Not the same old, same old. So
Right.
a lot
Yeah.
of funky beers
Yeah.
from all over the U.S.
Well, that's a good segue. We're going to pay my bill.
Go.
Calling all dog lovers, say hello to Spencer Lee's, offering freeze-dried pet treats, crafted with care and bursting with flavor. Spencer Lee's treats are the ultimate reward for your four-legged friend. Made from single ingredients and freeze-dried to perfection, these treats are packed with all the goodness your pup craves. Be sure to visit Spencer Lee's on Facebook or Instagram for updates and website information.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so
Spencer
coming to a
Lee's.
store near you.
T-minus 15 minutes till Rory's breakdown.
He's still negative 12.
He
so
tees off at
he's still leading.
2:30, and him and Deschambeau.
The good thing is they could both literally break down and still finish 1-2 in this.
They could. Yep, they could, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they're far enough
I saw
ahead at least.
Deschambeau's going out to the bunker to practice his shots because it's
Yeah.
guaranteed he will be playing from the bunker quite a bit.
I will say,
But he is the best bunker player I think I've ever seen.
Well, he has
crazy.
a lot of practice.
Yes, he does.
But
Yeah.
this year, though, I feel like he has really toned his game down so much that he is not blasting the ball on every shot like he used to do.
Yeah.
Now he's starting to realize he has to put touch in if he wants to win, and he's doing it. I mean, I was watching some of his drives yesterday. That dude is driving right down the center now. I've never seen him driving down the center with him blasting it
Yeah,
400
he's always
yards.
I mean, he's always a 20 to 30 yard spread down
Yep.
down there.
He's got a lot of power. Man.
He does.
He's
And back when he was actually just blasting the hell out of it, I mean, he'd be 2 fairways over,
Yeah.
missing his shot, and then go over there and still be far enough down to hit the ball to the green. It's like,
I guess if you didn't watch yesterday, you missed it. Now, I like putting golf on. It's great. You can have it in the background. It's not really something that like holds your attention usually, right? It's just nice, and you get all the nature sounds, and you know they're not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not big, loud announcing stuff, but you hear the roars of the crowd when somebody hits a big shot. Yesterday was just about the most exciting golf I've ever watched,
Yeah.
which is bizarre.
Says a lot.
Yeah, it says, you know, I mean, look, it's just what it is, right? It's kind of a comfort thing in the background, but I was absolutely wrapped in just watching this. And what McIlroy did in the first 6 holes, hitting 6 consecutive threes,
yeah.
was unbelievable.
Yep.
And then there was this little bit of lull kind of as they were going through the middle of the course. And
But that happens with that course.
yeah, exactly. It does.
Yeah.
It's just kind of that way, and you get to amen corner, and you know,
Get
it's,
past amen and you're
yeah,
amen. Let's get moving on.
exactly. And then suddenly it starts picking up around 13, and you know they finished the same way that they started because it was just one shot after another, and an eagle and a birdie, and it was pretty wild, man. I got to say that was a lot of fun yesterday, and it's made me real excited to watch this today.
I really hope. I mean, I'm not a big fan of any of these guys. I really don't care. But I would like to see Rory
Get his
win
grand
this.
slam, get his
Because
career
he-
grand slam.
I mean, he's notorious for caving at the end
Mm-hmm.
and giving up shots and losing at the end. I'm like, I'd like to see him finish out and maybe get some confidence back. You never know. I mean, a win like this today after starting off in the first round kind of rough,
Yeah.
and then kicking it in for 3 rounds. That's opposite of what he normally does.
Yeah.
I would love to see him do. You never know what's going to happen.
What
next
was he,
3 or
like
4
a
years.
72 in the first round? He was
Yeah.
like +1.
+1 or
And then
+2,
comes
whatever it
back
was,
and
yeah.
has a great day on Friday, and then absolutely dominates yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that was a solid round, and DeChambeau just did what he does, man. He's up, and then he's down, and then he's back up, and you just kind of never know with him.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fall apart per se. He just kind of, like, just fades.
Yeah.
You know, if he's not going to
one
win,
stroke here, one
he's
stroke
just
there.
like,
Yeah.
okay, we're slowly going in. Now he's out of it.
Yeah.
Well, it was like Roy never lost the lead yesterday, but he dropped to 9 under, kind of in the middle.
Yep.
He did,
And then
yeah.
he popped back up.
Yeah,
last couple
pick
holes.
3
Yeah,
strokes back.
That's right,
Got
'cause
2 on the
Amen
eagle.
Corner got him yesterday.
Yeah, 15. He got, he bogeyed that, and then he got to 15 and eagled that, and then I
Yeah.
think he birdied on 18 to end up at 12 under.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough golf talk. Let's talk about backgammon. Shut up, Dr.
Yeah, I
J.
was going to say, Doc saying golf, yeah.
So I
come
forgot
on.
to bet on Rory on this one. I did on the last one, which was where I got my $75 from. I bet on him to win the Pro-Am in like December or January was when I placed the bet, and I forgot about it. And then I logged in and it was like, oh shit, he won.
I won 75.
I won $75. I forgot that I just forgot. I didn't bet on this one.
So I went on ahead and put $10 at the beginning of the round yesterday on Rose. I didn't really have much faith,
Yeah.
but Rory was at plus 260, and he was down by 3 strokes at the beginning of the round.
Oh,
And Justin Rose is leading by 2 strokes on the entire field, and he was plus 800.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world?
Well-
I was like, that's a value bet right there. I mean, if he just stays strong, but he didn't.
Rose is also one of those guys that really falls apart.
He
when
can.
get to the weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the one that was famous for losing like 8 strokes into the British Open.
Yeah. Oh, he.
And he was out by like 6 and lost 8 on the last 3 holes.
So to hold a lead at the end of a round in one of the 4 majors, the most losses by any one player, there's like 4 players that are tied at 5. 5 times that they've held a lead at the end of a round and lost the major.
Rose
Okay,
has to be
no.
up there. No?
Rose is number 1 with 10.
Okay.
10.
Yeah, I figured he had to be
I
up
saw
there.
that and I'm like, the next closest is 5.
Yeah.
That is bad. No
That is
wonder
bad.
it was plus
why
800.
you
If
were
I had
getting a
seen
good
that
value
stat
bet.
before I made the bet, it would have been
Yeah.
like, I think I'm not going to make that bet. So
He is definitely one of those players that comes out really strong in a tournament, but he just never seems to be able to finish.
yeah. It's going to be a fun round today, that's
It
for
is.
sure. Yeah.
All right, Rob,
But I'm
what's our second cigar we got here?
So the second cigar is in my pocket. It is the Hornet. So it's Blackworks. If you ever had their cigars, they have a lot of more bold on their cigars. This is the Hornet. So it's kind of like the shit. What's the other one called? Can't think of the word now.
No idea.
But it's a stronger cigar, but this one has like a candela, kind of a wrap on the cap to make it look like a Hornet. But it's a really good cigar. So definitely all full-bodied Nicaraguan tobacco.
So you don't always see a closed foot.
No. And that's the thing with this one here. It's closed with a candela foot. So it's going to come across that first puff is going to come, oh, it's a little grassy. And then as soon as it hits past that little bit of a green, like, what is that, quarter inch maybe, it'll just pop into some more of the darker flavors.
Heck yeah.
Heine's asking for us to talk about disc golf.
Disc golf, it's coming, baby. It's coming. We're ready.
It's getting warmer. It's warm out there today.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Disc golf courses are notorious for using land that no one else wants to use.
Which means it's lowlands, it's going to flood.
Lowlands and floodlands. So most of the courses in Indiana right now are really, really wet.
Yep,
It is what it is.
it is.
So the cold draw is definitely like fresh cut grass.
Yeah,
How much of that do you think is from that closed foot on this?
Oh,
a lot.
a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's a specific, like, they close that with a different, almost like putting a cap on it, right?
Yep.
So let me
Yep.
ask you, Rob, when you're lighting a closed foot, do you do anything differently when you're going to light it normally?
Yes.
Don't roast
yes,
it.
I don't
roast it?
do the roasting or do the toasting of it.
Okay.
I just light it and smoke it.
Smoke it.
Yeah, pretty
you
much
get
puff right away.
You get that flavor immediately off the wrapper.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Same way you do the, what is it, the Figurados and
Yep.
all those that have kind of that closed tip of one type or another.
Yeah,
I
you
was
could
talking
burn
to
off a lot of
somebody,
that
and I'm
flavor.
like, yeah, I was telling somebody, I was like, you barely need to touch the torch to this. It
It
was
was me.
Figurado.
Yep.
It wasn't you. It's some, somebody in here that we were just talking, and they were like, oh, what's the deal with this?
See,
And
I don't think it's grassy at all now. Like, it's just got a nice little roasty, nutty flavor to me. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, as you that's almost gone already, just on the light,
Right.
the green. I do get a little bit of the that kind of not fresh grass, but almost like an alfalfa hay, but it definitely gets more into the spice of the filler and the binder on it.
I don't think I've had this.
I've had one,
It's good.
and I don't remember.
Killer Bee's the other one. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Killer Bee.
Yeah.
Killer Bee's a little
Blackworks
stronger
Studios.
than this
Thanks, Heine. Appreciate that.
one. Did he say it?
And the Rorschach.
Yep, he put it in the comments.
Oh, did he?
here.
Okay, I didn't
Yep.
see that. It just hit my head. Thanks,
Our
Will.
associate producer.
Yeah. As he left, he said, "Yeah, you guys are going to have to do your own looking up on this show."
Right? And then he's on
Apparently
here.
not.
Yeah. What's the deal? Is Liesel driving home right now?
Yeah. Yeah. How long are you guys up there, Will? Let us know.
When are you
I
coming
think
home?
he said he was already headed back. He was looking forward to a pour and a smoke. So I don't know if that means he's coming in later or.
He's just in the
game plan
passenger
is.
seat having a pour and a smoke.
There you go.
Hey, Lisa, hit the view now on the TV, please.
She is getting there, maybe.
Okay.
We'll see. Or she didn't hear you. I don't know.
She's just ignoring you.
Lisa, could you hit view now?
Oh,
never
it's too
mind. It
late
went.
now.
No, it went. No,
Did it
that's
move?
where it went. It moved.
Okay,
Never
good.
mind.
Good. Never mind.
It's okay. We were going to ask you to update the TV thing
Yeah,
there.
because it was a reminder.
doing the
but I didn't know
year-
if it would kick over
yeah.
automatically. We got it.
It did it. It took care of it.
Good job, Lisa.
Way to
Thank you.
go.
Way to go, Lisa.
Nice work.
The power of the mind.
So retrohale on this. Not super aggressive.
No,
More
it's
of
not.
a white pepper kind of.
I was going to say
Yeah.
not black pepper.
No, not cayenne either. You're right. It's probably white pepper. Yeah.
Man.
But the pepper lingers in the nose.
Very flavorful. Yeah.
It's almost like white pepper kind of does that to you. Almost that salty pepper kind of thing going in the nose.
Salty pepper.
Yeah. Like a salt.
Salty peppers,
You know
Lonely
what I'm
Heart
talking
Club.
about, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of white, the white sauce.
Yeah.
The way white.
The white pepper is
does,
very,
but it has that saltiness to it. Yeah.
Almost acidic.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think I took
a good foot.
that last little puff, and now I kind of wish, like, I took the puff and dropped my cigar in.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I hadn't, because I felt like I got
Compare
this
it.
strange little sweet note. Like, because I was down to getting to the nub, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was going to be, I was going to have to get a poker if I was going to smoke it anymore. But I got just a hint of that, and I'm like, dang. Now it's kind of still sitting on my tongue a little bit, because I'm doing the cold draw on this, and it doesn't, like, I'm not getting the aggressive barnyard that you talked about. But again, my palate cannot be trusted today, so.
All right, let's get into this backbone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Backbone's going to be next.
So we're starting our second hour with our second cigar.
We are.
Do we need any commercials out there where we get this?
Sure. Yeah, let me
Pay a bill.
Let's pay a bill. Who are we going to do now? Let's do
This one.
Thank you to sponsor Deadwood Live. Derek with Deadwood Live is producing top quality live edge products as well as bourbon themed furniture. If you've been in the lounge, you've seen the custom live edge table and barrel stools produced by Derek. Be sure to give him a like and follow on Facebook at Deadwood Live. That's D-E-D Wood Live.
We're on to the Killer Bee from Blackworks. I'm sorry, the Hornet.
Or the Hornet. The Hornet.
The Killer Bee is the other one.
Yeah.
We're on the
Sort of
Hornet.
stinging insect.
We're just
Some
doing
insect.
the Hornet. Yeah.
We're
yeah.
smoking the Mad Ant.
The Man Ant. The
So-
Noblesville Hornets.
Yeah. So I went to the Noblesville Arena the other day for an update. It's looking good.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about that. The way they got that set up on the interstate, you drive by, you can see what's going on.
Yeah, the boards are
You
going to
can't
be
see
facing the
floor.
highway too.
Are they really? There's
Yeah.
going to be accidents like crazy.
Right? People are going to be like,
Score,
what's going
what's the
on?
It's looking good.
It is,
The
yeah.
center hung is in. They're still configuring it, but it's there, and it's looking good.
They did a good job of managing their property by doing that parking garage.
Yeah, the way that
You know, they're going to have a lot better parking.
I
than
didn't even think to ask how many parking spots were there. That's not really relevant to me, but
What is it, a
Well, they got the
3,500
garage, so.
people?
3,500, yeah.
35, so it'll, I mean, half the size of what Fisher's is, but it's also
Yeah.
stacking up 4 levels.
It's looking good. I
Yeah.
did tell them, I was like, you guys need to make sure you get, so their food and beverage place is Levy. I was like, you guys need to make sure you get some good whiskey here, because you're in the area where people are going to be really pissed if you only have Jack Daniels and Woodford. Like,
Yeah.
Call West Fork, call Moondrops, call Circle City. It's like, you need to get these guys in here.
I'd like to see one of those guys get out there.
I'd love to see like Circle City on a jersey or something, you know?
That'd be cool.
Like,
That'd be very cool. And it makes sense for Indiana, too.
yeah, dude, that would be crazy.
So this backbone final third pick was the pick that was finished in 27 barrels, or
3, I think.
I was kidding.
Yeah, it was.
3. Sherry Port and Amaro barrels.
There you go.
Yep.
So I was thinking of this very first thing when I woke up this morning. It was kind of odd. I knew that we were doing this today, this revisit of all the barrel picks. And it made me kind of think, because I love this. Like, I really, really enjoy it. But I'm not 100% sure that it's because I think it is the best, like a best expression, or
Yeah.
or that it's that. I mean, it is good, right? It's
Yep.
it's a very good bourbon. But it made me think about how you get impacted by things like how the bottle looks, or
Impact.
your personal experience
Yeah.
with it. And there's things that are just, you can't help it, right? Somebody says, "Oh, this has chocolate," and you taste, and you're like, "Yeah, I think I get chocolate," right? And it's almost like you have to like really decide, am I tasting chocolate or not? I just love this because it's the very first barrel pick I ever went on.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's always going to be kind of near and dear to me because of that. It just made me wonder, like, one, I don't think it matters. I don't really care. Like, if somebody comes in and says that they don't like this whiskey, it's not going to hurt my feelings or
Right,
anything.
right.
That's fine. It doesn't hit your palate. But to me, this is always going to be something special.
Yeah.
And tasting it, I just love revisiting. It brings back, it kind of does the Jackie Zykan thing,
Yeah.
right? The
Memory of the
memories
experience.
of that whole day. I mean, I remember we went and had lunch over at the Bottle Works.
Garage, yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
and-
yeah.
yeah.
It's called, Bottle Works.
Yep, we went over and had lunch, and Isaiah was with us, and he had a little JTS Brown with him because he was trying to calibrate his palate, and that's what he uses for his calibration. And
Yep.
we got there, and there was 11 bottles, all unmarked, just clear bottles, and seeing all the various colors, and I mean, it was a big time learning experience
Yeah.
for me. And it's just, I'm sure that it absolutely colors my opinion on this
course.
bourbon.
And it should. It should.
But that's kind of the joy of it, right? I mean, we all try to be like really serious tasters. I mean, shit, we got Ascot here, right? So it's I mean, it's kind of your job with some of the stuff that you do, Will. How do you overcome things like that? I mean, do you get associations like that? The fact that you prefer Heaven Hill or
Wild Turkey,
you know, or Wild
yeah.
Turkey or whatever, you know, your Big Six favorite is?
It depends, right? So it depends on, am I doing a barrel pick or am I judging, right? If I'm judging, I feel like that's different. If I'm doing a barrel pick, the first question is, in my head, is who's going to drink this?
Right.
Who's the target audience? Is it guys like us? Is it other people that may not have the bourbon palates or may not want certain types of finishes and things like that? So I always think about that. I always think about what's going to, if I'm doing a barrel pick for like with Club Marzipan, I'm like, what's going to sell?
Yeah.
Fred's always like, what pick would go well with a steak? With a real juicy ribeye steak. Like that's kind of his go-to for barrel picks, and I don't necessarily agree with that 100% just because I don't normally eat when I'm drinking bourbon.
Right.
But I get what his point is. His point is would it hold up
Yeah.
with something like that? And
The average consumer would typically get a pour like with dinner or something, you know. So like that's a fair
But
assessment.
I definitely have flavor profiles that I lean towards that I like more, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's just human nature. I'm going to taste something. Now, can I appreciate the fact that there's something that maybe I don't like as much, but I appreciate that it's a good bourbon and it's been crafted well and it doesn't have any flaws. It just, the taste and the flavors that I get don't invoke that level of, you know, euphoric feeling that I
Yeah.
get from maybe something I like more. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
my,
Well, it's a good call because I mean that's something interesting. You have to look at who your crowd is and who you're selling to, and like Lisa and I went down to Tried and True, which is on the, it's Greenwood, but it's down off of 135. It's like 4 miles north of Bargersville, and we went down there. I was talking to the manager and the owners were in here, so we went down there to hang out with them. Great place, awesome place. I mean, it definitely has those kind of Texas Roadhouse vibes with a little bit better food than that. But they had a pretty good selection of whiskeys on the bar too. So I was talking to the guy about maybe doing a collaborative pick where we can split a barrel, and you know he's on the south side, we're on the north side. We can share, collaborate a little bit here. And he said that the big thing for them is all their barrel picks. They're always picking and proofing it down to like 85, 90, 95 proof because they use all their barrel picks for their cocktails. I'm like, makes sense. You're not going to
That
usually
does
do a
make sense.
cocktail with 130 proof
Yeah.
bourbon. You're going to be in that 100 proof or under. So, but I was trying to talk to him about, he's like, what about doing a pick of an actual pour you could have on the bar for people? He's like, we haven't done that yet. I'm like, that's cool. They've got a mindset. And that was never a mindset of mine.
and when we did the Old Clifty pick,
Yeah.
Spirits of French Lick, Rob will tell you when it came down to picking, if Rob and I were going to pick the barrel and we weren't going to run it through Final Third and sell it here,
Right.
we would have gone with a tequila finish.
Right.
We
Right.
thought
Yes.
that for us that was great.
It was spectacular.
Would that work well for all your customers?
No.
No way.
We
Like,
talked about it
yeah.
pretty extensively while we were down there.
Well, it was still to me. It probably was the best one we tried. Was that the oldest tequila barrel pick?
I think it's 3 years in
It might
Reposado.
be a little longer than that.
Might have been.
But it was really, really good. But again, now you're hitting two different categories that no one knows much about.
Right.
With people
Brandy
trying.
and tequila.
And
yeah.
and
So
you've
the
got-
rye port and the bourbon barrel makes sense for people. Yeah.
And then like with Isaiah, you've got Isaiah, great palate, right? Excellent palate.
Loves
he
paper.
definitely is going to lean towards these funky, medicinal herbal ryes that
Yeah.
have that punchy rye spice to them. Again, not going to work for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And he recognizes that.
does.
He understands.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Which does make it sometimes hard to find, when you're looking for that kind of pour, because there's not a lot of them out there, right? Somebody has
Yeah.
to take a chance on picking that,
Yep.
and it's just not going to hit everybody's palate.
Well, when we did our Elijah Craig pick, Isaiah picked different than the rest of us.
Yeah, he was the outlier on that one.
And it was like that. It was just that.
Yeah.
It was that medicinal kind of thing that I'm like, and he's like, I totally understand this is not what you're going to pick because it won't sell. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but he also understood that we had 8 other picks for the one.
Right.
His pick didn't, his number didn't matter. So he was just going to pick what he loved the most.
Yeah, and then when I was on the Ben Holiday pick, Jack Bedgue was there. Everybody shout out to Jack.
Jack.
Shout out.
And
The
so
hood.
Jack came down to us picking the top 2, and Jack's like, he brought up a good point. Now, I've always kind of carried this forward since that pick. He's like, when you're picking a single barrel, he's like, I know why you like this. He's like, because it's totally on profile. He's like, but we could go pick, Ben Holiday, soft red winter wheat cash strength, and it's going to fall right in with this barrel. But this one is off profile, and it's still good as hell, but it's something unique and it's something different.
Right.
And I think that's another thing to remember with single barrels when you're doing a pick is like, it's okay to go off profile.
Yeah.
Like, that's good. That's the beauty of it being a single barrel, and it's going to be unique and it's going to be different. The Elijah Craig pick we have here, I'd say it's off profile.
I do too.
Like, it is a little.
I like
but it's
off
delicious.
profile for picks a lot.
I don't mind it at all. I think it really just depends, right? I mean, Rob, you're a proprietor, right? You got a shop here.
Yeah.
You got to be able to sell it.
Yep.
And that definitely does make a difference. Now, you might say, we're trying to expand people's palates, expand what they think of when they think of bourbon or rye. And so it's worth picking an off profile.
Yeah.
And trying to explore that with people versus.
It's also one of those things too where, and this is not to denigrate anybody's actual palates or anything else too, but most people don't taste a lot. Most
True.
people, they either like it or they don't like it. That's 90% of the people out there.
It's the Chris
When
Gordon
we're-
effect.
When we're breaking down flavor notes, not everyone's going to get those. So it really does. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it matters when someone's up there. I don't want to try something new I've never tried. Here, try this. This is a pick we did. Whatever. Tell them a story, and all of a sudden they love it because the story. And by the way, the whiskey's good too.
Back to my point.
Back to the memory.
the
Back
whole
to it. Back
thing
to it.
is what's impacting it.
I
And
will
that's
s-
where I think a lot of bars have a hard time with is they'll have bottles on the shelf and no one knows what it is, and unless that server or the bartender or whatever is telling a little bit of a story about why that's good, it's hard to sell.
And I feel more and more too. I've never been on a barrel pick where there was nothing that, and I know it happens, but I've never been on a barrel pick where there was something there where I'm like, this is dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't even be here, shouldn't even be part of it. Everything's been good, right? There's been some that are great,
And some that are less great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and when it comes down to it, for me, I'm always a sucker for a good finish. If that finish is long and
Yeah.
lingers, that's going to put it over the top for me usually.
And I will
Yeah.
say this particular one, I think, thinking back through the pick process, it was the finish and the mouthfeel.
This finish is excellent.
It's a nice
excellent.
dark cherry, like not bright cherry, dark cherry.
I don't even know, man. It kind of gets jammy to me. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't usually get a lot of fruit on the finish, but like that's what's cool about this one.
So I was going to say like a tart.
Yeah.
With this cigar, it was like a really nice fruit tart.
I think if you
almost
were to-
like burnt a little bit on the top, but
Yeah.
then it finishes
If
a
you were to
little
give
sweet.
somebody that actually has a tasting palate, and you tell them, say, this is a bourbon finished in Amaro barrels, they're going to pull Amaro out. You tell them it's a sherry barrel, they're going to pull sherry out.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you can get all
You
of
can
them.
pull all of them out if you think about them individually, but when they come together, jammy, all
Do
that
you get
kind of
that
stuff
nice kind of oily mouthfeel right,
Oh yeah,
right as soon as
this
it?
has got great mouthfeel.
It's
yeah.
I really
Yep.
like
You
it.
can see it on the glass.
Chris
man.
Gordon's over there. He loves when we start talking mouthfeel all the
Oh, yeah.
time. It's his favorite.
I love the way this feels in my
And
mouth.
I will call Heine called out that I think he and I both were drinking this during the chili cook-off.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time where because I answered no for those that are on the YouTube Live. Thanks for putting the survey up there. Do you have a pour with food? And I typically don't.
I don't while I'm eating.
But I will say, chili, wow.
Yeah.
Like, we were all kind of like, man, chili and bourbon. Like, it goes together.
We did that the next episode too when we tried that.
That's right.
we did it, and that was the one that led right into that like chocolate note with the chili, which was wild.
Yeah.
We had that like really. Whose was the spice? Was it yours?
Yeah, I had a pretty
Yeah, it
spicy
had that chili
one.
in it.
Yep.
And that, I don't know if we were drinking the backbone. I think we might have at that point.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah,
Because
I don't know.
you're right. Because I wasn't here for the chili cook-off, but that next show we did,
We tried it. Yeah.
we tried it, and that spice with that chili in this was like
Really
a
good.
chocolate.
It-
bomb.
By the way, get out here and get some of this because this is our
Yeah.
next barrel to bite the dust.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So
down
come
to
try the
Between
backbone.
this one and the Elijah Craig.
case
one of
and a
those two
half,
will go.
something like that.
So there's
that,
definitely
yeah.
a theme that's progressed from the inaugural barrel through those with a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of fruit, not quite medicinal, but a little bit of floral notes on the longer finish with the backbone, getting more into the fruits.
More
so it's kind of
complexity.
ramping
This
up
one
in
does.
complexity.
This
for
one
sure.
does touch that medicinal. Like
That's why I said it's not
almost-
quite,
it almost
but-
just hints at it.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like you're
It's
like
right on the edge.
I think this could have a medicinal note to it, but I'm not real sure.
Could be that Amaro.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had enough like Amaro things to be like that's what it is, but I know it's in here because
I don't like Amaro
I
by
know what it is.
itself. You know, it does the same thing that vermouth does to me. It's just that weird kind of thing.
There's a lot of
but-
Amaro bourbon cocktails, or a lot of Amaro rye cocktails. I mean, it
Yeah.
pairs well with whiskey, so it does.
Yeah.
And it goes
Love
well
it.
with cigars for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Well, having a cigar and a bourbon and a bowl of chili in the fall around a campfire, like this would be a perfect
Yeah.
perfect example of that.
Yeah.
So it's funny when we went to dinner, they came around with some wine, red wine, and the
You weren't
server.
having yourself a little Chardonnay?
No,
Maybe acting like a 40-year-old woman putting a couple
no,
ice cubes
God
in
no.
it?
Alfredo was our server. He came around with this bottle and he was like, "Would you like some wine?" I was like, "That depends on what it is." He said, "It's Camus 50th anniversary." I was like,
Oh,
"Hell
okay.
yeah!"
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
I guess
He's-
I'll have some.
Pour it to the top.
Great
please.
server. This guy was awesome. He said, "What would have been your no?" And I had to think. I was like, "Well, any Pinot really, or I'm not really a big Merlot fan, so like Cab Sav, like I'm in.
Me too.
Camus 100%.
Yeah.
But like there's other cabs that I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
But Camus 50, yeah, like I'm in.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
he came around with the Granello after that.
Wait, were you
And, like-
spending Pacers money?
No, I was spending WJHW money,
Oh,
which was
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
integrator. So
Gotcha.
they invited us. We got
You
wine
don't
and dine
spend your
last
own
week.
money when you're attending the conference.
Right.
No.
We
Not when
got
you're in Vegas,
wine and
you're not
dine.
Yeah,
buying
you find the
Camus
guy who's
50.
trying to sell you shit, and you say, "Let's go out to a steak dinner," and they say, "Of course, no problem."
Well, so these were the integrators that we work with that want to make sure that everything's good and like
Sure.
the best conversations we had were over dinner.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
That's usually the way it
like,
is.
They want to make sure everything's working. If we got grievances, we air them.
It's
Yeah.
easier
We
to
talk,
talk.
easier to
Everybody's
talk, a little
looser.
liquored up. Like
Yeah. Have a drink.
it was great.
Move on.
It was
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I think we had a really good conversation with a lot of people there. It was a really productive week. It wasn't just going to play with toys. We did play with some toys.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun getting to meet some of these people that I've only emailed with, and that you kind of only call and email. You just
Yeah.
never really see them in person. So it was really cool kind of seeing these people like schmoozing a little bit, but.
I
Get
gotta
some
go
drunk
schmooze
stories
all.
on them, so that way when they do something wrong, you say, "I remember
Yeah.
this." Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
go
it's-
schmooze all week. It's gonna be a long week.
It was. I mean, it was a long week. Like my
It's a lot of work.
my
Yeah.
biggest thing was like I'm spending 8 hours at these guys' booths all day. Like we had planned meetings, and then after that we're going to dinner with them. Like after 8 hours, like I just want to be done.
Yeah. Can I
Like
go by
it's,
myself
it's
somewhere?
so hard.
Yeah.
But
Can you just give me a gift card?
everybody is so nice. Like there's no
need a
malintent with
$1,000
any of
gift
these
card,
people.
please.
Like they're so friendly. They're so nice. They
Yeah.
like just genuinely want to make sure that everything works.
Yeah.
And so, we're meeting with people talking about how we're going to do Mad Ant stuff. We're trying to figure out, transmission lines for broadcasts. Like, we're just making sure that equipment's up to snuff and, talking about fiber paths and networks. And, like,
Yeah.
I nerded out for sure.
I
So
bet. I bet.
I had a good time because, like, our engineers, and David's one of them. He's one of the senior engineers. He's just tickled to death that I give a shit about this stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, the other guys I work with, they give a shit about their jobs,
Sure.
and like, they're not quite as technical. They don't really
Yeah.
know as much about like networks and the ones and zeros. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love the ins and outs, and I want to break something and I want to fix it.
I will say, and most people know this, but every now and then it's frustrating because I work on the manufacturer side, right? So I'm the one taking people out.
Yeah.
If I'm taking you out, I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to figure out how we can be better. And I can't solve all the problems, right? If you think something costs too much, sorry, I don't set pricing.
Right.
If you're going out and somebody's taking you out to a nice dinner, don't be an asshole. Right? I've had a couple of those where somebody just wants to, like, it's not constructive.
No.
They just want to bash you. You're like, man, I'm spending my time out here with you too, right?
Yeah.
And I want to help you, and I want to solve problems. Don't be an asshole.
I think one of the best parts was that one dinner we went to, they invited other people. So it wasn't just the Pacers crew. There was Timberwolves, there was Predators, there was Red Wings, like there was a couple
That's
of
good.
Hornets.
You get
Like,
make some good contacts.
so it's
in
really
the
cool, like
industry
meeting
and-
some of these
yeah.
other people in the industry and talking to people and like seeing how they did things and how they used the same integrator that we did for different products. Like it just kind of instills a little bit more confidence in you that, they're working with other people on other systems. They're not just,
Yep.
this is what you get. You have to use our things. So it was
Again,
nice
they're
meeting
trying to
with other
help you,
people.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, they're trying to make your world
They
better.
genuinely want to help, and they genuinely want to make sure everything works
Yeah.
because their name's on it,
Yep.
right? Like nobody wants to get dragged through the mud. So
Hey, look, it is okay to ask challenging questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but do it in a business manner.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been to a couple times where things got real awkward because somebody just wanted to.
Be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who I wish
If
would
you
take
really
me
need
to
to be
dinner?
a dick, then let's go to the conference room and let's do it behind closed doors,
Yeah.
not while we're sitting at a big expensive restaurant.
You know who I want to take me to dinner?
Who?
D.R. Horton.
Shout out.
Okay.
Let's go. Do it.
And now we need to change topic. So
If you're gonna fuck me, take me to dinner.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It better be expensive dinner.
Cheers, Ty the Bourbon Guy. Shout out, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man.
thank you.
Aye.
Miss you, man. Hope everything's going good with
I want
you.
to see that D.R. Horton wine bill.
Yeah.
Cases of it.
Cases of it.
If you haven't had the Far Niente Family Reserve Cab Sauv,
That's what we're getting?
That would be my recommendation.
All right, that's what we're getting.
Yeah, I think that runs about $4.50 a bottle at most places.
That's cheap.
It's not actually that expensive, all things considered.
What is that? What's that one Saturday Night Live clip where it's like, I want the second least expensive bottle, or the second, yeah, not the or the
Second most expensive. Yeah.
yeah, or the cheapest, the second cheapest, not the
second cheap-
cheapest, but the second
The
cheapest.
second
Yes.
cheapest.
We got mums.
I'm gonna treat you right.
So,
We're going Boone's Farm Family Reserve for
ooh,
you.
there you go. So I don't watch Saturday Night Live, but they send like the reels pop up in your Facebook feed or whatever. Do you guys see Mike Myers?
Yeah,
It
you were talking
wasn't
about
last
that one
night.
yesterday.
It was a week ago.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Oh, dude, they did a bunch of political skits with Trump, and Mike Myers was Elon.
Oh,
It was awesome.
I bet he was perfect.
He was spot. I mean, it was like old Mike Myers, like Austin Powers and
Dr. Evil, that
yeah, all that stuff. I mean, it was hilarious. Shout out to Mike Myers for pulling that off because
Yeah.
he crushed it.
I'm gonna have to check that out. That's
It
awesome.
was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. With all the craziness, it's always good for comedy.
Yeah.
No matter
exactly.
your political stance, it's still amusing.
funny, yes.
I want
Yes.
sharks with freaking lasers.
Laser beams on their heads. All I've wanted is sharks with freaking laser beams on their head.
$1 million.
Yep. Yeah, he did pull off a Dr. Evil, $1 billion. It's
Did
like,
he?
was it worth it for me to lose $1 billion?
Love it. Well, we got one more for which we've done Peachtree recently.
Love Peachtree.
Do we want to go to the
We
Peachtree next?
We
or
do
what
need
wanna do?
to. I think that we will have time to pull out the brandy if you.
Oh,
if
we got
you feel
plenty
like
of time.
We can do that. I'll go grab it.
I'll probably be last to get the Peachtree because I poured a little heavy on the backbone. On purpose.
On purpose.
Finish brandy.
The bourbon
That's
finish.
fine.
That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Half a bottle.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Right. Because the bourbon finish is only 141 proof
Exactly. It's low proof.
instead of 148.
Instead of 148.
Yeah. And of course the
Way more approachable.
brandy that he's going to bring out. Well, we'll talk about the brandy when we get to the brandy. We got the Peachtree. Peachtree's
Oh,
out of Colorado.
That's such a good one too.
What, the Peachtree?
Yeah.
It is actually really, really good. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and we'll enjoy it again here in a second. No. We're doing Peachtree.
While we're pouring that,
Oh.
we still have to do this, but
Oh, okay. Do you have some background music for me? Experience the thrill of live harness racing action at Harrah's Hoosier Park and Casino, now through November 29th. To go along with live racing, guests can enjoy free-to-play nightly handicapping contests, great dining at our outlets, in addition to slots and table games in our casino. Visit www.harrahshoosierpark.com for more information. Thank you,
what a good
Harrah's.
time for that to stop.
Absolutely, it was perfect.
That was
and
great.
We love Harrah's.
We do.
Shout
We
out
still
Harris
gotta
Hoosier Park.
get out there. Unfortunately, I'll be gone all this week, so not gonna
Yeah,
hit.
maybe next
Wednesday.
week. We got some crazy stuff coming up.
I'll
I got
be
a
gone
lot of
next
things
week,
this month.
and I'll be gone the week after that.
Wow.
I know. It's-
Jen's on the road this week. Jen's on the road next week. We got playoffs for the Pacers. We got playoffs for the Fuel.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy couple weeks.
Now next week for the show, we are at Old 55.
Yes, I forgot about that. I will
Yeah.
not be there for that one. So
I don't
this
think
one's on you
you
guys.
or Breeden will be there.
No, I'm not
Well,
going.
that depends. Oh, wait, it's the 19th. Well, no, that does.
Alrighty.
No, wait, never mind. I won't
No,
be
you're-
there
Yeah,
either
no
way.
matter what, you're
booked.
booked. One way or another, buddy.
Yeah, one way or
You're
another.
booked.
I'm either doing a playoff game or I'm doing a wedding.
So the event at Old 55, it's the End to Watch Legacy Fund.
Can you grab it?
They are doing their. I'm going to need that bottle because I didn't pour any yet. But they are doing their annual auction,
Yep. The
big one, where
End
they
to
have
Watch.
all kinds of bottles that have been donated very kindly from all of these distillers. And the End to Watch.
Well, and definitely get out on and follow Indiana Bourbon or End of Watch Legacy Fund because he is doing raffles
Shout
on
out.
some of the highest end bottles instead of actually just doing the auction there. So he's got the whole. He's got the Handy, the William LaRue, and the George T.
Yep.
bottles that are going to be
All from
raffled as
BTEC,
opposed to
yep.
just doing your bidding.
You're bidding? Okay,
So get out there now because I've already bought tickets for a couple of them.
got it.
But there'll be a lot of bottles there you can actually bid on too.
Yeah, lots of great bottles.
$10 a ticket.
Yep.
So get out and
Perfect.
buy some.
Yep. And all those proceeds go to supporting the families of fallen officers in Indiana.
Yep.
Really a great
100%.
cause.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
He takes no money.
Yeah, Dirk does not make any money off of this.
I will
This is
say
a
it's not that he
labor
just
of love for
doesn't
him.
take money. He also contributes a bunch of his own money. So he is not taking money, and he's also he buys the metals, he buys all that stuff, and he usually eats that cost. I'm like, dude, you gotta make it. He's like, no, this is part of my way. I'm like, good
Yeah,
for you.
shirts,
good
hats,
for you.
stickers, everything.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Good
and
swag.
if you're listening and you've got a nice allocated bottle of bourbon that's just sitting on your shelf that you'd like to donate, he would be more than happy to take that on.
Yeah.
And make that work for the charity.
He'll even
Absolutely,
give
yeah.
you a receipt for it.
Yes, and you can write that off.
You can write that off.
Mm-hmm.
So if it goes for a high dollar amount, I would assume it probably whatever it auctions for is what you can write off.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, if
Well,
you
it's
got
either the auction amount or it's the
MSRP.
value.
the value,
Yeah.
like the value.
Not
I don't
even
think
the
it'd be
MSRP.
MSRP.
I think it's actual value.
What
of the
it's
bottle.
valued at.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
are not tax pros.
No, we're not.
So do not go off of what we say. Check
I owe a
with
lot of
your-
taxes this year. Do not ask me questions about taxes. I am royally screwed.
I will say it's starting. The tournament here is starting off with some of the guys are already making moves. Aberg and Rose both have actually gotten a birdie
You have
already.
to ignore that A and look at the tiny little O on top of it
What
because that's
pronounce
how
it.
you pronounce it. Oberg.
Oberg? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of the guy. So.
Yeah. He's from Norway, I think. Oberg.
Okay.
Yeah. That weird A with the O on top.
It'd be
how
funny
many-
if they X that out and just put an O beside it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the Google pronunciations. It's
Yeah.
like, oh. Parenthesis O.
And Rose is still there at 6 under.
So
yeah,
if McElroy shits the bed here, then Connors could come up and
he could.
sneak up in there.
I did see an interview with Connors. I think it was Connors.
Let's check
I feel like it
Caesars.
was yesterday, and they asked him a question about Rory's game, and he said, "I'm not going to stand here and answer questions about Rory McIlroy for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm here to try and win. If you
Good
want to
for him.
talk, then talk to me about my game,
Good for
not
him.
what everybody else is doing, because I'm out here trying to play. I need to go hit balls."
Like every other player when Tiger Woods played with him.
All right.
Exactly, yeah. What did you think about Tiger's game today? Well, what about my game?
Yeah.
I'm putting $4 on Connors to win this.
Why? What's he at?
Plus 1,400.
Yeah, that's probably about a right number.
I mean, Scheffler's at plus 4,000. So
Yeah, I think Scheffler's at
In
4
jail?
under last I knew.
he's probably
Yeah.
in jail again.
In jail, yeah.
He might be. Run over somebody. That was totally
That was
not
the
his
most-
fault.
No, that was
God.
the craziest. Yeah, can't imagine.
I mean, we've all left the Fishers Event Center and thought the same things. Like, he's telling me to go, but I'm going to run over that guy.
Right.
He just did
Oh,
it.
I'm surprised I haven't hit someone already. Like
I can't believe it.
by the time it's dark, and like the legal amount of window tint that I have on my car, I swear I'm gonna hit a pedestrian somewhere.
Yeah.
So just wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the next
typically
one.
Park in that lot on that side. We park on the far lot. on
Right.
the south
But now I
side.
started parking over there because they opened it up.
Right. Well, the south side, they actually have guys in vests and they go and block
Yeah.
traffic.
Yeah,
while
there
they're
was
letting people
not on the
cross.
other
The
side.
good thing about the south side parking is you get out and you go straight to 106th Street and you're gone. You're out.
Yeah, you are
It's
out
so much
immediately.
faster than the other side.
No lights, no nothing, just
Yep.
the roundabouts.
I mean,
Yep.
we still parked like up by the like where you parked last time in the handicap
Right.
on that side of the building. We
Yep.
parked up there, and we were still out in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
They really do have it down well.
Quite an improvement. Thank you,
Yes.
Fishers Event Center. If only you
Yes.
could turn the speakers on in section 113, that would be sweet.
Hey, if you could just replace all the speakers with actual good, like, line
Yeah.
array speakers.
Their
I don't know. How would you
speakers
do
are
it?
great.
Good.
Right.
Follow your
Yeah.
nose. Follow your nose. How would you do it? Good.
The good way, not
good
the
way.
bad way.
Yeah.
So I
Idiots.
will say this Hornet with the Peachtree
What's it giving you?
working really well together.
Is it? Okay.
I gotta get a pour here.
I didn't go Peach Street. I went ahead and went with the brandy.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of
Oh, we're bouncing all over the place.
chocolate, a lot of toasted almond, a little coconut.
Yeah.
A lot of good flavors with this.
Nice.
And this is a little more grain forward.
Yeah.
Bark.
You know, get a punch of corn.
I
on
will
the
say
Yeah.
this cigar is not as strong as I remember last time smoking it. It's probably a medium plus.
It's picking up though.
It's starting to pick up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's not like the Hornet or the Killer Bee. Killer
It's
Bee is
definitely.
the bomb.
This
You
is
said
the one.
almond. I'm
Yeah.
thinking like almond bark. So like a
Nice.
little bit of that like chocolatey note, kind of like white chocolate almond
With you.
flavor,
Yeah.
kind of creamy.
On the cigar or
Yeah,
your pour?
both.
Both. Okay.
With it together, it kind of
Yeah,
gives
I'm
you
not
a little
doing
bit of
Peachtree right now.
creaminess.
Oh, it's
We're
definitely
like palate
just.
pals today, man. Like we're
Yeah.
getting everything on the same.
We're
wavelength.
succinct.
Yeah.
This is definitely more
locked
oaky.
in.
It
Oh, on the
definitely
nose,
has a
yeah,
nice
100%.
kind of wood.
Yeah.
Wood aroma to it.
I will say this when you guys get into the brandy is pairing amazing with this.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
What was the age
so
on this
good.
Peach Street? Was this 6 year?
No.
Oh, it was like a 4
I
or
think
3.
it's right at 4.
Right at 4?
Right at 4. Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely coming off the caramely sweet fruit from the backbone. The oak
Yeah.
shines. And I mean, I just slugged my backbone and
Yeah.
immediately went to this, and so it's definitely. It may not be
Giving
this
more the
oaky.
oak.
It's just giving more
Well,
of that.
it's straight bourbon and oak compared to the other one having the finishes too, which
yeah.
will definitely change
Yep.
it for sure.
Alan, what's up, buddy? Welcome.
So we were reaching out, we were talking about upcoming shows. The 19th we'll be at, some of us will be at Old 55, so
Yeah.
we'll get that hooked up. If they have internet there, that'd be cool, because
Yeah, I'll tell you the
if
best.
Heine's going, we can do the
can
live
figure it
still.
out.
Like,
Okay.
I'd give him all the stuff.
That's the game plan, I think.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Okay.
reach out to Jason. If he's got some internet he can give you guys, I'll send you with my package.
Okay. I'll try to
And
do
then,
that.
Hey,
yeah.
I can always take my home internet from Verizon.
Oh, yeah, or
We
that.
could. I've got
Because
those
it'll work
too.
anywhere
because
but
it
your
might
house.
work somewhere else, but it does not work at my house.
We might do that anyway,
You're
just to
talking
be
about Newton,
safe.
Indiana, man. I don't know what you're gonna get.
Well,
out of
so
it.
I know what's happening is that Verizon was recently purchased by a company, it's a fairly large company, called D.R. Horton. So
That must be it.
they
I thought
just
it
go
was
like
Oscar
this.
Mayer, but okay.
Yeah.
they have broken trusses on their tower next to my house. I'm sure that's got to be.
Yes.
I see what you did there. I see what you did
Do you
there.
like that?
Yeah, there's
Nice.
rats shitting all over it too.
If you live in the, I guess it'd be the southwest side of Pendleton, and
Oh.
you have Verizon, you have no service.
Awful.
It
Awful.
I don't know what they did. I was the biggest proponent of Verizon Home Internet Because when we got it, I was like, this is fantastic. 0 issues. It's awesome. So happy. 6-7 weeks ago, I don't know what they did. They did something, and
Now it's terrible.
Our phones go into SOS mode every 60 seconds.
Oh,
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's so
does-
bad.
The tower just like reboots.
See,
it's
that
just
was the
rebooting
way
100,
AT&T
200
was
times a
for
day.
us.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't even get a signal at our house in downtown Pendleton with AT&T. That's why we switched to Verizon, and it's been better.
And the tower in town hasn't
It's not-
had the issues that
It's, I mean,
this
we're
one
still
had.
only getting 1 to 2 bars in town even.
Right.
And even right here, I just looked. I'm at 1 bar right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they just have screwed up. So
I got 2. Look at that.
we went to the T-Mobile store, and I was like, my home internet is really bad. I need to replace it. They're like, Verizon? Oh, you've heard? They're like, well, you're like the 50th customer in the last 6 days to come in from Verizon.
wow.
Yeah, they're like, you live in Pendleton, right? Yep.
Don't they own them now, though? Doesn't Verizon own T-Mobile?
No, not
thought
the.
there was
No,
some
but I
type
think
of
they-
merger.
I
No,
thought they used the
Verizon.
towers,
I think
though.
Verizon bought Frontier.
That's
I
what
think
it was.
they
I
bought
knew they
Frontier
purchased
back.
somebody,
Yeah.
but
I'd be curious because I know back in the day, all these smaller companies, T-Mobile and all them, they were actually kind of piggybacking some towers. But really, the only time that you had good service is if you lived in the metropolitan area.
right.
I would be curious if it's better now because I know T-Mobile used to be if you were on the interstate or you were in a big town, you were fine. But if you were in Pendleton, you were getting nothing.
Right. Well, I'm
So,
getting
just curious.
400 meg on cellular,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. I mean, that's crazy fast. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. But we'll take the Verizon box out there to.
Heine said he will be there, so
Yes.
tune in for the live
Oh,
stream
Yes.
at Old 55 on the 19th.
Yes.
And then the weekend after that, on the 27th, we're going to Louisville.
Louisville.
Yes,
We're going to
we
Louisville
are.
Cigar
Gonna go to
Company.
Louisville.
So
Josh and the boys down
yeah,
at
we'll
Louisville
see
Cigar
Josh and the
Company.
boys because on the 24th, I'm going there. Are you going with me? Or are you going to be out of town?
I'm going to be coming over from St. Louis. I won't be able to make it
Okay.
for the 24th. I'll be
Well,
there the next day.
I think me and Heine are going to be going to Louisville Cigar Company on
Is
the
Jen
24th.
going down with you?
Maybe.
Because Janelle's going to go down there, but she's going to go down Friday.
Okay.
Because that's when I'll be getting there from St. Louis.
Well, I have to assume that the house is going to go away in a couple weeks, so I have to go empty it on the 25th. So
Got it.
if we go on the 24th, we're not going to stay. We're just going to stop in and just hang out.
Okay.
We might record some shorts or something if Heine is already there.
Yeah. Well,
so
I know
we'll-
Heine's going down for
yeah.
a nice vacation down there.
Yeah.
And he's going to visit some distilleries.
Because the
and-
26th, I'll be there too for the Derby City Cigar Bash.
Yep.
So
Yep. Which I
if
need to
anybody
get a ticket
wants,
to.
yeah, get some tickets for that. If you guys want to come hang out, look up Derby City Cigar Bash on Facebook. Mike Kimsey, he's the owner of. Shit,
Something.
I can't remember what he is.
I've drank today.
A store, a lounge.
Cigar, smoke. Mike Kimsey puts on the show.
It's not
It's
Leaf-
Derby City
Leaf and
Cigar
Cedar,
Bash.
is it?
No, that's Rick.
Okay. Okay.
This is not Cox. What's the other one? I don't remember.
Okay.
Sorry,
Evergreen.
Mike.
No.
Not Evergreen. It might be Cox. It's not Cox.
Okay.
It's Cox.
You like Cox?
Dicks.
Yeah.
Mike and
then-
Rebecca Kimsey are the ones that put on the show, Derby City Cigar Bash. They own Cox Smokers.
Okay.
It's Cox Smokers. We're going with that.
It-
It's COX.
If it's not, it should be.
It should
It
be
is.
Cox Smokers.
That'd be the best.
Well, fuck. Now I got to look it up because I'm going to do them a disservice by plugging this. But
Well,
it's a
Will-
great event.
So Will and I will be coming down on Sunday, and Grant may be coming down with us too. So we'll be coming down that way on Sunday, the 27th.
Heine reminded us that T-Mobile bought Sprint.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Thanks, Heine. Doing all of our fact checking remotely.
Son of a bitch. What an idiot. Discount Smokes. I'm such an idiot.
Oh,
Sorry, Mike.
discount. Okay. Okay.
Mike and Rebecca Kimsey. They own Discount Smokes in Louisville.
Simpson,
Gotcha.
Swanson.
Such an idiot.
No, it's Cox
Samsonite.
now.
I was way off.
Tim Honks. Tim Honks, that's it. Discount Smokes, that's what it is. He also
Gotcha.
owns fireworks stands, so there will be a good fireworks show
Oh yeah.
at the end of
Beautiful.
the night. So
I always love good fireworks.
we lose a drone once a year to the fireworks, but it makes for a great shot. So
You know,
Makes for a great shot.
I
Yeah.
always forget how good this Peach Street is. It's
I know.
it just is.
It just got overshadowed by Elijah Craig.
Yeah, because it was a pretty close release time.
I mean, within a month of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely come in. This one is available. Readily
it will
available.
It will be for a little while.
Yeah. So come in and get a Peach Street pour. Man, look at how it runs on the glass too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing some great stuff in Colorado right now, man.
You know, it's fun to see the bourbons that are coming out of places that are not traditional bourbon areas, and Colorado's definitely one of those that has that. I mean, the Frey Ranch stuff out of Nevada is always surprising. They're one of the, kind of original grain to glass, seed to spirit guys. Because they own their own farm there. What we see out of Illinois with up there in DeKalb and Whiskey Acres. Yep. I mean, just some good stuff coming from around.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff right now. And that's the thing too, is like, we've been talking about, everyone's talking about, oh, the bourbon boom's over, blah blah blah, whatever.
Shut up.
Definitely get out there and support your local distilleries. We can all support the big guys. We can buy their stuff in the stores, whatever. But go to your local distilleries, because they're relying on you to come in there and keep them in business. And if we all love this, we gotta support our local people.
I think the cool thing about this, lack of bourbon boom that everyone is saying is that we talked about it last week with higher age products coming out from the Big Six and some of these other places that are getting 10-year plus products out there on the shelf. Is that a lot of these craft distilleries, you're going to start seeing 4 to 6 year stuff instead of 2 to 4.
Yeah.
So like you're still getting higher age stuff even from the craft distilleries.
You are.
Well,
So I think there's going to be a different market for everybody.
You're not seeing a whole lot of like brand new distilleries coming out right now.
Not anymore.
You're seeing the, kind of the splash in the market of the guys that have been around for 2 to 4 years coming out with good quality whiskey.
Right.
Or you have places like Larrikin that are rebranding from Lawrenceburg Distilling. There's other places that are rebranding their entire brand. They're not starting from fresh. They're just moving to a different brand.
Yeah.
And that they still have their distillate. They have other things. Oh, I got to kill this one first. I'll get to it. But there's just a shift. There's this shift in the market right now that's going to kind of hit different palates.
It
You
is.
have new drinkers that are going to come out and they're going to be like, oh my God, that's a 6-year?
Yeah.
While that's going to be like the youngest thing you can buy, there's other people that are going to be chasing that 10 to 14 from, Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Or, other things from Brown Forman that are 10 to 14 years. So I think it's still an exciting time.
Yeah.
I think
I completely agree.
there's still
Yeah.
plenty of good stuff out there on the market. But you're right. I think like last year was definitely this craft distillery boom.
Yeah.
Of like, there's who opened this week? Who opened this month? And now all of a sudden we're just revisiting the same people because there's really not any new now. Now you're facing tariffs, you're facing, higher property taxes. Like we have places that are going bankrupt because they didn't pay their builders. Like, people are going backwards. They're not going forward.
Right.
And that's just going to leave a hole in the market. 4 years from now, someone's going to buy that distillery
Yep.
and, get a leg up because they don't have to spend, $2 million to get started.
Right.
Well, and everybody's business model is different. I mean, some of these craft distilleries, they're very content and happy. Hey, we're here to serve a local community. We don't want to distribute to all 50 states.
Right.
We don't
Right.
need to. We don't care about that. We want to become a brand for our state,
Yeah.
or for our city, or for our county,
Region,
or
whatever.
it is.
Yeah.
And so, with that in mind, I think, the more the merrier, man.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, get yourself a small pot still or a small column. Like, you don't need to go huge and create huge batch amounts. I mean,
Right.
trying to store, we see what goes on with Mark over at Moondrops, 2,000 barrels.
Yeah.
And he's out of space, right?
Yeah.
It takes a while.
And he's only been in business for 3 years, and he's
Okay.
already out of space.
This, I know you're still
I gotta get there.
finishing up there. Coming straight from the Peach Street to this, the high citric acidity notes in this, whether it's green apple, I would almost put it with a little bit of lemon or lime peel
Yeah.
coming from this. I mean, it's
Go
fantastic.
back to back with a puff on that cigar.
I haven't even taken a sip yet, so
This-
I was just getting the nose, and it's just fantastic. I saw you put a couple drops in
So
it.
I did that purposely because I'm with you. You get without water, you get the intense green apple, the just there's so many esters in this.
Yeah, there is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
So
then,
we're not off to a good start. Rory already lost 2.
Rory's lost 2 on the first
yeah,
hole.
Sorry,
well,
go on. I didn't mean to cut you
he
off.
hit into the sand. I saw on his drive. Yeah, but with some water, Rob, remember this thing turns into a chocolate.
Yeah, I need to
Was
get
that
a
the
little
Peach
water.
Street still?
No, this is the.
Okay,
Oak
that was
Cliff
the-
tea, yeah.
all right.
This is the brandy.
It brings out some of these crazy chocolate notes that come out of left field that are just beautiful. And with the cigar, it just intensifies it.
It's fantastic. And this is from our friend Alan Bishop
Yeah.
when
shout
he
out
was
that boy.
still down at Spirits of French Lick.
Yeah.
Now, Spirits of French Lick, they still are not distilling.
They're not
Still on
distilling.
pause.
Yeah,
Yep.
on pause right now.
I think they're going to just completely sell off their stuff.
They'll
for
sell off the
distilling,
equipment.
Stick with the wines, which is what the family knows wine.
Right,
You know,
right.
Alan was the reason why they started distilling, and now he's not there. So
Yep, yep.
they'd
But-
really do a disservice to themselves if they tried to hire another master distiller, because it's going to be a whole different
Well, Justin was
process.
holding it down for a little bit.
He
but-
was. I mean,
and then-
Justin was thrown into a bad situation.
And he wanted to keep going.
He
You know,
did.
it wasn't quite his decision to leave. So
No.
just a difference of opinions and a matter of budgets. So, you know, it sucks that it happened that way, but, you know,
But we still wish nothing but the best for the winery. What it's
Absolutely, yeah.
French Lick Winery, is that what it is?
Yeah, French Lick Winery.
Yep.
Yep. And they do great. I mean, they're
It's
a
fruity,
it's
it's
a tourist
sweet.
town.
It is.
It's a tourist
It
town.
is, and it's a great, like they have a nice
It
tour
sells.
there, and
It sells.
It absolutely sells.
I would say probably with where they're at, the casino, the hotel, and all that stuff right there, they're probably more suited to be a winery than a distillery.
I would tend to agree.
I mean,
And I think with where Alan is now, right on Lake Patoka, at the
he's
marina,
right in the right spot.
oh, it's
Yeah.
I can't wait to get
I
down
can't wait
there.
till we go there.
It's going to be so much fun.
I mean, he's still
It's gonna be a
making a
good
lot
summer.
of his high proof, crazy stuff, but he's also going to be producing some of the lower proof moonshines. That, guess what? You take a low proof moonshine on the boat, it's going to be a good day. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a very good day.
I can't wait to get down there and check out his
Please
place
do
now.
not drink and drive your boat.
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
But if you do, go all out. Wait, no, never mind. No.
the views and opinions expressed by
Take out a dock or two.
Yes.
man.
you ended up like
Yeah, we're
in
getting
Louisville
really,
with the boat
really
on the Great
close
Lawn.
to boat season.
Yeah,
aren't we?
it's coming.
So
it's coming in
close.
quick.
So since we didn't do it last year, we have to do it this year. We have to go to
rent a
Geist and
boat?
rent a pontoon.
Yeah,
We have to.
Yeah.
but we're not going to smoke on it.
No, or drink.
No.
We will not do either of those.
Yeah, we're going to be very responsible.
Neither.
So if you have a pontoon, please let us use it.
I mean,
Actually,
really,
that's what we need to do
If
is
we
reach
go out
out
on
to
a
our
pontoon, it's not like we're going out there and going to be, trying to pull
Rory-
a tube or anything.
Ramping a wave.
We're literally going
Rory's
to
just
park
put it in the
Cove.
sand again on a drive.
Yeah, Rory's on his collapse.
Let's go, Connors.
Here we go.
You know,
Two
and
in a
that's
row.
what this is what
It's not
really
a
is
good
bad
start.
for him too, because these are your scoring holes.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. He put 2 threes up
He
yesterday.
just put it in the sand back to back on drives.
That's
not
my
a good-
boy.
He's in his head
Good.
already. Already his head.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I didn't bet on him.
Well, somebody was saying like DeChambeau should just be in Rory's ear all day.
And well, he just crushed it. DeChambeau just crushed his
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the announcers or whatever, the people on TV was like, yeah, DeChambeau should just piss Rory off because Rory doesn't play well when he gets emotional. He's
Man,
sure
how
is a
much
very even
how much
keel.
chirping is there in golf?
I just want to see somebody pull their polo over the top of their head, just punch them.
Okay, so I'll tell you, my brother-in-law, he's been a pretty avid golfer most of his life, right? I mean, when he's got a pretty average year, he's 35 or 40 rounds
Yeah.
in a summer, and he's done some of the guys trips and things like that where they're playing 36 holes a day for 3 straight days. And I mean, he told me a story once about going out like after dark, after they're all just completely hammered, and they go out to a practice green, and they're just like throwing down $100 bills, betting each other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody got up on like a terrace and was like, I'm going to put this in the hole, and like putts off the terrace, off of the clubhouse, and down onto the practice green, and like playing closest to the hole.
Oh man.
Just crazy. So yeah, chirping
I'm just gonna go ahead and win
Chirping
this.
absolutely happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
It definitely happens on the golf course. It's
Rory,
just a
you will not make this putt yet, jackass.
yeah.
Bye,
See you,
Chris
Chris.
Gordon.
Chris is out.
Chris Gordon out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
unlike Scott, Chris was here.
Chris was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Chris. Appreciate that.
Shout out Dr. J for never coming.
We are going to keep
We love
throwing
you.
shade
Do
your
we
way
even know what
until you
Scott
show
looks
up.
like anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I've seen pictures, but I don't
Yeah, I
believe
don't
them.
think
He's
they're
slim
real.
and trim. I know
Yeah,
that.
could be a deep fake. You never know.
AI,
sure it's a fake.
totally AI.
Yeah, something that Breeden cooked up on his deep AI.
Yeah.
We don't know if there's
That
a
might
back
be
channel
your
going
next
between
AI.
Doc and Breeden over here. You know,
Man, we don't.
Hey, would you go ahead and just pencil me in at this Chattanooga event?
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
Was he actually there?
Not
we
sure.
don't know.
Can't confirm. There's no metadata of that picture, so we have no idea. Yeah, we don't know.
Man, that 141 proof will go straight to your head. I'll tell you.
It's so, but it doesn't drink to proof.
Not even close.
This one's not even
Balls
close.
in the air.
No.
Neither one of them do.
No.
You're right. A little bit of water kind of tames that down a little bit. Just a couple drops
That's
brings
all it
out a little
takes.
bit of chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, there is a great theme between all these picks, and I know it. Chocolate and fruit.
Excellente.
Yeah.
Sweetness. I know Rob
Yeah.
goes for the sweetness, so
I like sweet.
I will say that, you know, I feel like the picks have been pretty good here. Like they've
Yeah.
been on point. Like if you come in, I know you have the flight, right? Don't you do a flight of your
Barrel
picks?
picks,
You have the barrel picks.
finally.
If you want to try them, finally, right? But yeah, if you want to try them, come in, get the flight, half-ounce pour of each one. Obviously not the first two because those are gone.
gone.
These were just stuffed back in the cabinet back there.
There's a lot of other good ones.
There is,
Yeah.
there is. The Jack Daniels pick, we've talked about that recently. It's fantastic.
Elijah
the Elijah
Craig's
Craig is
great.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, and you're right. There is kind of a consistency.
There's an increasing theme throughout since the beginning, like since the inaugural. Like it
Yeah.
has gotten way more complex as the years have gone on, but it has definitely ramped sweet to fruit, back to sweet, and then teeters on that floral,
Yeah.
medicinal.
You know what it is? It's Rob putting all those extra hours in and the off times, doing his market
R&D.
research.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of
R&D.
work. It's a lot of work.
I know when you got your 2 days, 3
Yeah.
days off, and you still go ahead and smoke and drink. You sacrifice for all of us.
Rob spends about 36 hours of a 48-hour window on R&D.
That's
so
right.
He's a real
At least.
American hero.
At
He
least.
is a hero.
Thank
He
you.
is.
Thank you.
To all of you out there.
American hero.
Maybe I can get someone to make a song. Be great.
I think Bud Light already did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Real men of genius.
That was a great commercials, man.
They need to
Here's
bring those
you,
back.
Oh, they need to
Rob
bring us back.
Boylan.
Yeah.
You smoke and drink for a living, and then you take it the extra mile. Are you out
men
there
of
playing
genius.
disc golf? No, you're sacrificing your game by sitting on your deck and smoking cigars and drinking bourbon for all the rest of us.
Amen.
He likes to smoke and drink on his deck.
So,
Even on his day off.
Bud Light, if you want to
Working
sponsor
hard
us,
for you.
yes, please, Bud Light, we will take a sponsorship.
We will take
Oh,
a
yeah.
sponsorship.
We will not sell your beer, but we will take a sponsorship.
We will go
but-
get tall boys
but he-
and drink them outside with a cigar.
We will, yeah, and we will not shame you if you decide to do crazy things in marketing that you shouldn't have done.
Like sponsoring the Final Third podcast. We're all for bad decisions,
Exactly.
including giving us your money. So please, reach out.
We'll also take a sponsorship from Miller Lite, the beer of choice at the Indy 500 for Scotty D's campsite at Lot 6.
Amen.
There you go.
I think we drink about a dozen cases.
And by we, everybody but me.
True, true. You just bring like a liter of Sazerac.
Yeah.
How'd that hold up the other day? I'm not going to say where or when, but how did that hold up in there?
What do you mean?
You know
When
where.
you made your
old
Oh,
fashioned.
it was
Or-
gone.
Old-fashioned.
It was
Yeah.
gone.
What does that last? Is it like an hour? Is that a good
Four
Yeah.
Four old fashions. It was about an hour. And a half.
hour-ish?
Yeah.
Man, if only there was another method, like a bigger bottle that you could.
I do have a bigger bottle.
Oh man, that's what you should have taken.
That
then.
was just I mean, come on, dude. 4 old fashions. That's 8 ounces of high proof whiskey in there, and then also the other stuff. Yeah.
Uber is awesome.
You know,
Oh no, Lisa was driving. It was fine.
Come on.
I feel like one of these years I do need to take the jockey box back out to the track, which now my jockey box has 3 taps on it, so it's that huge white cooler, so it just
Yeah.
takes up so much space. But when we used to have like 30, 40 people out on Saturday, and
Oh, we're gonna have more than that this week.
yeah,
this year.
we could.
I
but-
do want to bitch about something while I was in Vegas.
Well, I just want to tell you real quick.
Finish it up.
Because you guys haven't seen it.
We haven't.
It used to be that when we went to Carb Day, I just got a gallon jug, like a milk, like the one that had water in it, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we buy water by the, hey!
Holy shit, he's
look
here.
Who is this guy?
We peer pressured him
It's
into
we
coming.
peer pressured Doc to coming in. He finally made it in. He
I
does
wonder why he
look-
stopped commenting.
He does look skinny, and he's got his scally on.
This
but
is
no,
what he looks
No
like.
jean shorts. Too
This is
bad.
what he looks like.
There he is. That's Doc.
Well, I guess it's time to wrap the show up.
But yeah,
Man, that's all.
okay, well, that's it. But yeah, I used to take in a gallon jug. I'd just put the gallon jug in the cooler with ice. And then I would sit there in the stands and just drink out of a gallon jug because I just poured it right out of the keg into a plastic gallon jug, and that was my beer for the day.
There you go.
Yeah, I got some good pictures from way back in the day.
You do.
I only tell you, drinking a gallon of IPA out at the track.
That'll do it.
Oh, yeah, you.
This jockey box is great because you don't have to keep the kegs cold.
Exactly. Keep them in the shade, keep them out of the
Yeah.
sun. That's it. I don't care
You
about
don't
the
have to
rest.
ice the kegs down.
Nope.
It's so much easier.
Nope. For those that aren't familiar, the jockey box, real quick, before we get to your Vegas story. Jockey box, you got the keg and, all the hose and everything. It goes into
Hose.
the back of a cooler, and inside the cooler, you have 100-foot of stainless steel tube coiled up. And you put ice and water.
Yeah.
So the beer could be 80 degrees, goes in the back, comes out 32 degrees.
Yep.
Yep, ice cold.
It's kind of like what the chiller does when you're actually making
What's
beer.
that thing? The
Exactly,
breezy,
yeah.
breezy box. They make the cooler that is
That new
the portable AC.
Oh,
well, no,
yeah.
they I think Heine sent one out. They now have one that is a keg with a regular tap on it, and it's got the faucet all connected to it, but you get a tool so that you can open it up.
Ooh.
So you can just put cocktail in there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that.
and you're just using CO2 to just push the cocktail out.
Bring it out.
Right, and so it's
we're
like
doing
a
Sazerac on
it's like
tap.
a 3-gallon on tap, and you can put whatever you
Nice.
want in it.
Cool.
Nice.
Yep.
So we were talking about Ubers. I had my fair share of Ubers last week. I've been in more Teslas last week than I had ever been in my life.
That Tesla program in Vegas is insane.
So the loop, the
Oh, yeah.
little Tesla loop that's
Yeah.
there. It's pretty cool. It's kind of scary.
And it's actually pretty cheap. It's like
Well, it's like $4 a person.
yeah.
So at the convention, there's 3 halls that are all very far apart.
Right.
They're not close. So it was free at the convention if you wanted to go from like the South Hall to the North Hall or West or whatever. It's free. If you want to go to the resorts or your hotels, it's $4 a person.
Right.
It's not bad.
Cheaper.
Still
Pretty
cheaper
good
than
deal,
an Uber.
yeah.
Yeah. So $12 for 3 people.
Yeah.
That's what we did. The whole point of that was to like avoid traffic. Well, now there's so many Teslas running through the loop that when you get to the other end, you got to sit in traffic to get dropped off.
Oh,
It's
really?
like you could have walked for free
Huh.
and then been there in the same amount of time that you were sitting in traffic in a Tesla in a loop.
Ah.
Just to say like you did it. Like,
Yeah.
I-
It wasn't that bad when we were out there.
Oh, it was bad this past week.
Really?
It was
Wow.
bad. Like 15 minutes.
Now, if you haven't seen
it's
this
normally
Tesla
like a
loop,
2-minute mile.
It's a tunnel under
yeah,
Vegas.
under Vegas.
and
it's very scary.
And these guys are driving the cars. It's not automated.
Very fast.
And they're driving them fast. It's like there's like what 6 inches on each side of the
Oh
car.
yeah.
as
If you
you're
go
flying
either
through it.
direction, like you're hitting the wall.
It's
like
pretty
you're
wild
spinning.
how good they're driving through there. Yeah.
I'll have to
Crazy.
try that.
Everyone was really nice. We did get a party bus one night. So we walked out of the hotel. I don't remember which one we were at. We were at the Resorts World. It's a Hilton place. Diversified did like a tap night or whatever. So it was like an open bar and they had dinner. We went from there to the Golden Steer to have dinner with our integrators.
Yep.
There was no Ubers available. Everyone was booked. It was busy. There was no cab sitting there. But there was this one Mercedes party bus. Our AVP engineering, she was like, screw it, I'm over today. Let's get in the party bus. So we took the party bus,
Nice.
and we went a mile. The guy said, let me know when you're done with dinner. Just shoot me a text when you're like 15 minutes away from being done. I'll take you home. I was like, hell yeah.
All right.
Nice. Yeah.
It's like $60. Like, this dude was on call for like 6 hours.
Wow.
So, like, we went everywhere. Everywhere that we possibly could
were there a
within
lot of
6
things
hours.
going on during? I mean, were there a lot of conventions and stuff going on?
So the second to last night started a new convention. This was a
Okay.
mariachi convention.
Oh, no way.
yes.
Yeah, oh,
a
man.
mariachi convention.
So we get out of this party bus.
You're walking through every casino.
Oh, it was loud.
I bet it was.
And it was like as soon as you saw their clothing, you knew it was going to be loud.
Yeah.
Like sequin suits.
Yeah.
And I was like, we look like idiots. Why don't we match? Like, this is amateur. And these guys are wearing, like, sequin sport coats.
Nothing subtle about
I,
mariachi.
I
No.
honestly,
Oh my God, no.
I now want to go to that convention.
Holy
I have no
shit.
reason to be there at all, but
Mexican
that sounds
Elvis
awesome.
was a treat to see for dinner.
I would say if
Wow.
anybody sitting right here right now has a mariachi outfit, it's probably Scott. Just saying.
You know,
he could fit
it's
in.
just
I've
the
considered
skin.
it.
I'm sure
I've
you have.
considered it.
I'm sure you have.
I could see you, like, so the Mexican Elvis had the real chop. Like, they were his chops that went straight down right to the mustache. Dude was legit.
That's
Nice.
fantastic.
And oh my God, it was the most obnoxious thing I had ever walked through. At first I was a little concerned for our safety, and then afterwards I was like, we got to go dance. Like, we got to go dance with these
Absolutely.
people. Like, I don't think there's any way around it. Like,
Nope.
you want to wine and dine me? Let's go mariachi.
Did they like carry their instruments with them?
everything?
So they go to the
There was-
convention and they got their like. What are you going to the convention for? Like,
There was
what
cellos,
are the hot songs?
basses,
Like, are you
drums.
like trying to evaluate if you're going to replace your instrument?
New outfits.
New outfits, probably a lot of new outfits.
Dude, they were
yeah.
just singing and dancing in the halls, in the casino, outside of the dinner place. Like, it was ridiculous.
Wow.
I
Talk
had never
about
been to a
boondoggle, man.
mariachi
that might be fun one night.
concert.
Right, that's true. One night, but that's
I don't want to be for a whole convention.
good.
It
Call.
was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot because we were sitting on the patio of this Italian restaurant, Fresco's Italian, in the
That's-
Westgate Hotel, and it's like right outside their convention area, which is where all of these Mexican Elvis sides are convening at. So loud,
Yeah.
no conversation could be had, but all you could do was cheer.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
You can't
You
get
just
mad
gotta
at
be
them.
happy.
No.
Like, you just
Yeah.
got to be.
They're living their life.
Mariachi is
They
happy
just brought up
music
the
anyway.
happiness.
It is
It was
happy,
great.
yeah.
It was amazing.
By the way, speaking of dancing, Scott and I got on the big board at the Fuel game.
Yes, we
for
did.
dancing.
I was doing
And-
the Pee Wee Herman to tequila.
Yes. And
You
I
got
will
up
say,
there, too.
The funniest thing happened after that game. Ben Goudreau, the goalie, texted me and said,
I told everyone about that.
he was like, first he was just like, hey, I want to get some cigars. I'm like, oh, great, man. Stop by. He's like, by the way, great dance moves. Those guys were giving us shit in the locker room about dancing on the big screen. I'm like, that's great.
That is fantastic.
That was awesome. Those guys are great, man. If you get a chance to go out and just meet the players, the Fuel players, they're just a
They're
lot
just
of
good
great
dudes.
guys.
They really are.
And
yeah.
they just love the fact that they get to play a game that they love, and the people love them, and they just think it's great.
Well, it's had to be so much fun. I hope we're able to get Colin, at the end of the season.
I'm trying to talk to Ben and Colin both to try to get them
Get 'em
both
on the
to come out here.
show.
Maybe
Good.
bring a couple guys out here, but at least have those two come out and
get a
hang
little
out.
rotation, get
Yeah.
them coming in.
Well, it was fun because during one of the Mad Ants games, they had some of the players out to go there, and then vice versa. They had a couple players go to a Fuel game. And I worked one of the Mad Ants games that Colin and Goudreau and a couple other, Limos and a couple other guys went to.
Yeah.
And like, I'm walking through the halls, and I was just going to clean up stuff on the floor. I'm walking through the halls, and I see Colin. I'm like, what's up, man? None of them knew who I was except for Colin.
Colin, yeah,
Colin
yeah.
was like, I forgot you worked here.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should have texted me, dude. He was like, I'll text you next time.
Yeah.
But like, we played a video of them. They were mic'd up during that game.
Yeah.
And then like the next Fuel game after that,
The Mad Ants.
Those
Mad
guys
Ants went to the Fuel
were
game.
Yeah, I saw that.
hilarious.
It was
Yeah,
so
they were
funny.
up.
Now,
Yeah.
I will say
Wow.
that video is a little longer than it
It was,
should be.
yeah.
But it's still funny watching these
It
guys
was,
scared to death of the glass.
Devion Harmon and Josiah Jordan James,
Yeah.
they were mic'd up, and they were like, oh.
Yeah. Every time that they get close, the guy back up. He was scared of the glass.
They had a boom counter, so every time it like
Yeah.
showed up,
Boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom.
We
It was-
had
it was a
a
good
lead
video.
change at the Masters.
Oh,
Oh, Deschambeau take the lead?
Yep.
got his birdie.
But where's Connors at?
Connors is two behind. Well, now he's
Three.
three behind now. Yeah.
Gloves.
And I
Gotta
will
be
say,
gloves.
call out to Heine here saying, go to the 9th hole at 9, dress nice.
Yes. Dress
Late
nice.
night,
Yes.
little
yes.
late night golf
Little
action.
late night
Just
golf
dress
action.
nice, like a
Yes.
suit or something. That'd be
Yes.
perfect. Shoot up.
Gosh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, Gilmore 2 to come out.
We have to all of us go to the movie.
Yeah,
And-
I'd be
I think it's a
Take-
Netflix release only. I
Oh,
don't know
is
if they're
it?
going to do it at the theater.
Well, we're going to have a
We'll do it
viewing
here.
party.
yeah,
we'll do
viewing
it.
party
Watch
here.
party here.
Love it.
We'll have a
I'd
watch
say
party.
we mic up. We mic up for that one.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Mystery Science
Mystery
Theater.
Science Theater.
Yes.
There we
Perfect.
go. We'll set it up behind us, and
Yeah.
yep, I
Now
love
we
that.
probably can't have it on screen, obviously.
You won't know what
You
it
can't
is.
have the movie on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
But
get
that's okay.
fact
We'll do
checked.
it.
fact checked.
We get shut down.
Idiots.
I will say, good job from McElroy to save par out of that bunker.
Yeah, good job on losing the lead, you dumbass.
Hey, he that was like a 35-foot putt, and he got inside of 3 feet.
Yeah.
So that's-
I still
that's
need
pretty
Connors
solid.
to come back and win this, though.
He could. He's only on hole 2.
Oh, Connors dropped one.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
dropped one
they
down
were
to 7.
Auberg, Connors, and both of them were at 8.
Yep,
So they
Oberg.
both dropped one.
Oberg, apparently.
What
Oberg.
an
I said the
idiot.
same thing.
What a dipshit.
I said Aberg, so.
Just ignore the A. Look at the little tiny O
ignore
that's
the
above
A.
it.
All right, well,
I
let's
can
move
barely
on.
see the A, dude.
We got to keep drinking. We got to go to members only. So
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
call it a day, boys.
It's been a good show.
it's been a great show.
Appreciate you joining us, everybody.
That's-
Thanks
is
for all
that
the
what- is
comments
that what
today.
you appreciate these guys?
It is
That's
what
what
I
I appreciate
about
about
Try
things.
these barrel picks, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's get in here and
Absolutely.
try these things before they're gone. We're
Rob,
gonna find you. Oh, me? All
You
right.
started off.
So yeah, find me everywhere. Final Third Cigar.
Find me a cocky Wolverine.
Find me at Scotty D Smokes.
You can find me at both the visuals, Spencer Leeds, and don't forget to follow the Final Third podcast.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Oh wait, I forgot I had to do something after this.
Oh, do it.
Wait, stand by. Hold on. I'm not ready. Woo. Wait, where is it? Wait. Bye, Mom. Peace.
Yeah.
Cheers.